Sunday, two quarterbacks who made CFL history last season in an unprecedented trade have led their teams all the way to the 1984 championship game. Hamilton's Dieter Brock and Winnipeg's Tom Clements battle for all the marbles in the Grey Cup, live Sunday on ESPN. Stay with us. Bo Jackson's back with Auburn to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Catch the Southeast Conference clash next, live.
The oldest rivalry right now in college football still ongoing, Lehigh and Lafayette. Lafayette winning it today, ending their season at 5-5. That final 28-7. And a quick reminder, next week our primetime game, Arkansas taking on SMU. But we don't know what's going to happen Tuesday in the SEC. But this is a biggie, Georgia-Auburn.
Paul McGuire and Jim Simpson will be keeping you up to date on the Sugar Bowl situation, the SEC situation throughout the game, which is coming up next. Georgia and Auburn live on ESPN. I'm Greg Gumbel.
And I'm Bob Lee. Enjoy the game. We'll have scores and highlights in the Chevrolet College Football Report after the game.
This was to be Auburn's and Pat Dye's year. After that 11-1 season and the win of the Sugar Bowl, many predicted a national championship for the Tigers. But Auburn lost to Miami in the opener, and then not only lost to Texas, but lost their Heisman Trophy candidate Bo Jackson on this play at Austin. Fortunately, the Tigers' talent is deep. Freshman split end Freddie Wigan averages 25 yards per catch. Sophomore running back Brent Fullwood averages better than 5 yards per carry to score 6 touchdowns. And things are looking up for the Tigers because Bo Jackson is back and scored 3 times against Cincinnati last week. Auburn's opponent tonight, Georgia, hasn't scored much lately. 13 points in the last 2 games. Bulldogs quarterback Todd Williams needs big plays tonight. Tonight's result is in doubt. Tonight's reality is, whenever Georgia and Auburn square up, it is war. Within a space of a few hours, the Georgia-Auburn game has vaulted right back to the area where it usually is, and that is the Sugar Bowl could be at stake. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Simpson. I'm sure you've heard already that Kentucky lost to Florida. Florida under the threat of suspension by the Southeastern Conference, not able to go to a bowl game. And Mississippi State upset LSU by the score of 16-14. Now, what this means is, in this 88th meeting, if Georgia wins tonight and Florida is not permitted to go to the Sugar Bowl, Georgia will go because they play out of the conference after tonight. If Auburn should win tonight, then they would have to go and beat Alabama in order to go if Florida does not go. However, if Auburn wins tonight and then loses to Alabama, LSU has a chance. With that in mind, let us turn to my colleague Paul McGuire. And Paul, as a player, did you ever face this situation when in the locker room something unexpected came up and the game meant much more than what it did when you walked into that locker room?
I played at the Citadel. Are you kidding me? No, never really happened.
Well, what do you think of the reaction to these players here tonight when they go in? Both of them are going to a bowl, no doubt about that. But now the Sugar Bowl looms a possibility.
Well, Jim, first of all, the two coaches, what they should do and must do is you go into the locker room, no pregame talk about what they have to do. Just put the score of the LSU Mississippi State on the board, put a little bowl of sugar underneath it, and then let them go from there because you don't have to say anything anymore.
Auburn is excited, Georgia is excited, but the question is, will Florida go or not? That is the key. The game of the coaches coming up in just a moment. Tonight's game brought to you by Michelob Light. You can have it all. And by Polaroid. A Polaroid video cassette cleans your heads as it plays. Get the picture? The Georgia Bulldog is here. Aga number 4. Tradition started at Georgia with a goat, but for, well, nearly a century, it has been a Bulldog.
Have it all. Who says you can't love your work and leave it too? Who says you can't taste it all without it telling on you? Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light. Super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
know I do enjoy an evening with a little light entertainment. But when your video heads get dirty, you lose your picture. Not a pretty sight. Happily, this new Polaroid video cassette will help you. It actually cleans your heads as it plays, so dirty heads needn't haunt you. New Polaroid video cassettes. Get the picture?
The Georgia and Auburn media have been lamenting the fact all week long that this does not mean a chance to go to the Sugar Bowl, as this game usually means. Well, now it means they could go, depending on what the Southeastern Conference does about Florida. It's a good thing we talked to the coaches before they knew the importance of this game as far as the bowl is concerned. We were just talking about Georgia playing Auburn. First of all, we asked Vince Dooley, coming off a shutout by Florida, what he hopes to do tonight.
Well, it's going to be a difficult assignment at best, and certainly we were all disappointed. The fact we didn't play better against Florida. But on the other hand, I feel like that our team has bounced back. I feel like offensively we've probably got to do a few more different things than what we have done in the last 2 ball games to open up the offense a little bit. And defensively, I think we'll be gritty, and I think we'll play hard. We'll play very hard, but still the assignment is going to be very, very tough against Auburn that we're catching perhaps at their very best.
You know, he always scares me, Vince Dooley, when he says we have a slight chance at very best. Now, come on, Jim. He's a good coach, and he's really turned this program around this year.
Well, as we said, and as you will see, we talked to Vince and to Pat Dye before this afternoon's results came about. So, as you hear Pat Dye, he's a little nervous, but he didn't know what this could mean, the Sugar Bowl. Pat Dye talking about his team tonight against Georgia.
Well, I think you can take what happened last week in our games and throw it out the window, because this is Auburn, Georgia, and the emotions will run so high on each side, and with the players and the fans, that anything can happen. The game the last 3 years has been decided on turnovers. As a matter of fact, I think we probably outgained Georgia statistically in each of the last 3 ball games, but we won only once, and that was last year when they had 2 turnovers and we didn't have any.
I think both coaches now realize the importance of this football game, but the one thing that the coaches have to do, including Pat Dye, and he knows that because of turnovers, Jim, is he's got to settle his team down now and not let them overextend themselves.
Easier said than done. I tell you what, we're going to go away and come back with the Georgia-Auburn players in a moment, but as we go away, we're going to show you the coaches. You heard them before they knew what this game could mean as far as the Sugar Bowl is concerned. Now take a look at them. They know what's at stake. Quite a different picture.
The country, every day, USF&G ensures you your work, your home, your play.
The USF&G in the USA. USF&G protects your business, home, auto, and life through 6,000 independent insurance agents all across the country.
Protecting what you value and ensuring your way. The USF&G and the USA.
Sharp introduces a revolutionary change for the copy center. The compact, affordable Sharp SF900. It has 3 different reduction modes and an enlargement mode. It does the fast 40 copies per minute and has an optional sorter and automatic document feeder. In short, it does all the work of a copy center without taking up all the room.
The compact, affordable Sharp SF900. From Sharp Minds comes Sharp product.
It is not all in the family when Auburn and Georgia meet, but there's a big family get-together because the coaches, Pat Dye went to Georgia, he coaches Auburn. Vince Dooley went to Auburn, he coaches Georgia. But let's get to the Georgia players who are here tonight. As Paul McGuire said, they have to be settled down. This is a bigger game than what they thought. But here's Georgia's best.
Todd Williams is a 50% passer, but only 3 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions. He missed 3 games so far this year, but when Todd Williams has time to set up and throw, now watch on this play, he has time to turn his body and throw. He is an excellent quarterback, can get the ball to the target.
Georgia loves its defense, and here's one of the best linebackers in America, Knox Culpepper. His father played for the Bulldogs also, and he leads the club in tackles, 3rd in career tackles. We asked him about playing Auburn. It is a challenge.
Well, it's playing against a team like Auburn is definitely a bigger challenge from a defensive force unit standpoint, because it puts a lot more pressure on the down linemen and linebackers, and I think I'd rather play against the run because it takes more pressure off of you when you just have to defend against one thing. When you have to worry about both the pass and the run, it adds a lot more pressure. So, hopefully we're just going to be able to concentrate on one thing, and that's stopping Auburn's run attack.
Another All-American prospect at Georgia, safety Jeff Sanchez, agrees that Auburn wishbone attack, well, the tight end doesn't catch too many balls. So we asked Jeff, how about playing as a safety man against this kind of offense?
It cuts down the chances of me having to read the tight end on the pass. Most of the time he blocks, so then I have to read the quarterback, fullback mesh, and if the ball is given to the fullback, then I'd have the fullback, and if the quarterback keeps it, then I would have the quarterback. It gives me a chance to possibly make the most tackles on the defensive team, which is kind of unusual playing the safety position where most of the time I'd have the pass. This week I have probably 90% run.
Kevin Butler, probably one of the finest kickers in the nation. Just take a look at it, 337 points so far. But when you look at Kevin Butler, I asked him yesterday, what about kicking off the ground? He will be a top draft choice in the pros. He said he's worked on it, but it helps Georgia when he kicks from the tee. He put that aside until next year, and he said when in the offseason, I'll work at it.
All that is a lot of talent that Georgia has, but do they have enough talent throughout the offensive and defensive units to stop an Auburn squad that is loaded with talent?
I think defensively, Georgia has the football team. They may be able to stop Auburn. Offensively, another question. 13 points in the last 2 games, coming off a shutout. They have to put offense on the board.
A lot of people out there might be saying, look, Auburn's at home. Well, Auburn has not won at home since 1974. 10 years, a home team doesn't normally win. But Auburn's got good players and big news. As we said, the biggest news in Tigerland is that Bo Jackson is back, averaging better than 7 yards per carry and had 3 touchdowns last week against Cincinnati. Heard of the second game against Texas. He's ready for the big Georgia game and is glad to be back.
Yes, and it's nice to be back, but as far as the other running backs are concerned, everybody had doubts whether the team could pull through without Bo Jackson, and they went out and they won 6 games straight without me, and the backs, they performed well, and I'm just glad that they had that opportunity to prove themselves.
When Bo Jackson went out, Freddie Wagan came in and really picked up the offense. Look at that, 25.2 yards per catch. But there is a problem here. Freddie Wagan has a pulled hamstring, may not play tonight, and that's really going to curtail the offense as far as the passing game is concerned. Defensively, they've got a great defense here at Auburn. Gerald Robinson, 95. Well, watch what Gerald Robinson does on this play. Not only does he keep the blocker in front of him so he can get rid of him, but he also makes the play on the quarterback. That's just super defense.
And let us not forget the linebacker Greg Carr, already nominated for the Lombardi Trophy, symbolic of the outstanding defensive lineman or linebacker in America. He is an academic all-conference selection also. And we ask him to evaluate for us Georgia.
Well, what I saw in last week's Georgia-Florida game was a very aggressive Florida football team that pretty much dominated Georgia. Of course, Georgia has a good football team. I don't think they executed like they would have liked to have executed last week, but they still have a lot of potential. I think it'll be a good football game tonight.
I just think with the acquisition of Bo Jackson being back, scoring 3 touchdowns last week, only playing half the ball game, gives something for Georgia to think about.
I tell you, both teams have something to think about, and that is the Sugar Bowl, because if Florida's not allowed to go, Georgia could win tonight, but the War Eagle folks, the Tigers of Auburn, have something to say about that. They're the favorites tonight. The Sugar Bowl at stake, and the kickoff in a moment.
For 1985, Colt, the Japanese car famous for quality, economy, and performance, now comes with a great new addition, 4 doors.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
The Colt is imported for Dodge and Plymouth and built by Mitsubishi in Japan. Colt, it's all the Japanese you need to know.
Murray. Murray.
What keeps America going when it's 20 below?
Prestone.
What gets families moving when the weather says no?
Prestone. Why does your car need a fresh fill of Prestone? A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. That's the Prestone difference.
What gets them to the ski slopes? The brand that stands alone. America goes with Prestone.
It's the only body you'll ever have. Make the most of it. And if you're serious about exercise, and you should be, why not the best? Nautilus for the home. For full information about the new and revolutionary Nautilus for the home, call toll-free 1-800-445-9000. That's 1-800-445-9000.
In 1976, I won my goal by boxing. It gave me fame, security, good credit, and a name for myself. If you're in the military or civil service, you can get a name for yourself at Devon Stores. Sign up and get your gold card from Devon. Instant credit and security and a chance to buy quality merchandise from any of Devon's over 100 stores. Because your name is worth more at a Devon store.
At Devon Home Center Stores.
Auburn won the toss, but has referred its option to the second half, and so they'll kick off, and Blaylock in the end zone for Georgia is told by Lane in the end zone not to bring it out. Oh, it'll be Todd Williams, the quarterback, number 15, Tron Jackson, 25, Andre Smith, 35, the running backs. Cassius Osborne starts tonight at split end, 24. Jimmy Hockaday, the flanker, at 85. Scott Williams, the tight end, at 30. Victor Perry, Peter Anderson, Keith Johnson, Kim Stevens starting tonight at right guard over Jimmy Holden, and Mike Weaver, the tackles. From the 20-yard line. That's the tight end, Scott Williams, in motion. And here's the tailback, and that's Tron Jackson, and Jackson gets 8 yards up and lost the football, but I believe they say that Jackson was down on the ground before he fumbled the ball. It is Kevin Green, 90, Gerald Williams, 98, Harold Hallman, 94, Ben Thomas, 91, John Daly, 96, the front five for Auburn. Greg Carr, 54, Ben McCurdy, 52, the linebackers. Kevin Porter, 3, Tom Powell, 9, Vic Beasley, 31, and Jonathan Robinson, 32. Briggs is not starting at the corner. Second down and short. Now the up man, that is Andre Smith, and Smith gets across the 30-yard line. And that is enough for the first down. Harold Hallman, number 94, made the stop.
Well, Andre Smith knows he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. First of all, watch, tucks the ball away, then look at the leg drive. His feet never stop, picks up the first down. Georgia off to a good start.
And remember, it all depends on whether or not the Southeastern Conference Executive Committee allows Florida to go. Many are thinking they will not, and the winner of this game has a great shot at the Sugar Bowl. And here's Todd Williams running with the football. Big hole and dragged down from behind by Greg Carr, number 54, and number 90 also in on the play, and that is Kevin Green. But again, the Bulldogs begin to move the ball, something they were unable to do against Florida last week.
And I liked a little bit of mix at the beginning. They got 2 running plays, but all of a sudden on a first down situation, Georgia went out with a rollout pass with Todd Williams, didn't throw the ball, kept it, but that makes the defense of Auburn think.
Ball on the 37-yard line. Cassius Osborne wide to the left, and Hockaday wide to the right. And Tron Jackson with the football, and Jackson this time was stuffed as he gets to about the 39-yard line. Did not lose on the play. Ben McCurdy, 52, Harold Hallman, 94, made the stop. But it'll be third down and about 3 from the 39-yard line. Rozier comes in as a second tight end. He's on the left side. Williams on the right side. On third and short. Hockaday, the man in motion. And they're carrying for the first down, I believe, is Williams. Todd Williams, I believe, Paul, has enough for the first down.
He had to get to the 42-yard line, and that I think he did if they mark it right.
Ben McCurdy makes the tackle, number 52.
All right, here's the fake to Andre Smith. And Andre, just once he feels he doesn't have the ball, now his job is to block. Really, he didn't have to make a block on the outside because Todd Williams turned it up and picked up the first down.
First down from the 42-yard line. Cassius Osborne goes wide to the left. Hockaday to the right. Georgia took the ball from the 20, now has it on the 42. No score early in the ball game. There's Williams being pursued and is being thrown down by Ben Thomas, his third sack of the year, the senior, and the good defensive tackle, and that's the loss back to the 36-yard line.
He was throwing for a loss, Williams, but I'll tell you right now, he had Scott Williams 30, the tight end, in the flat, no one on him. Now take a look. He just doesn't have enough time to find him and throw it. And then Ben Thomas is there to make the stop. But the tight end was open. Come back to that play. Go the other way with it.
About 75,000 people here. No seats to be had. A little bit more than capacity. Standing room only watching this game. 88th renewal. Tom Jackson carrying the ball, and Jackson does not have the first down. Out to the 44-yard line, where Vic Beasley, the free safety, number 31, made the tackle. But now it'll be third down, and long to go, about 8 yards.
Ron Jackson, the halfback, that was the draw play all the way. He just went back. Vince Dooley. I don't think we're going to see either one of these coaches smiling until the gun goes off in the fourth quarter.
It's always a big game, as we said, but with the Sugar Bowl probability at stake, it's bigger. Third down. Williams. Flag is down for the first time. A throw out across there, intended for the tight end you're talking about, Scott Williams, but the flag went down almost immediately. And that'll give us a chance to tell us that Robert I.A. is our referee tonight. Umpires Pete Williams. Billy Schroer is the linesman. Legal procedure charged against Georgia. They'll probably refuse that. Ed Dudley, the line judge. Field judge is William Stanton. Charlie Hort, the back judge. Electric clock operator is David Jones. That is Pat Dye, who was an All-American guard under Wally Butts of Georgia. Trey Gaines goes deep as Chip Andrews comes in. Howell is the up man.
Illegal procedure called against Georgia.
Incredible. No one thought that LSU would stumble to Mississippi State this afternoon, and everyone knew that the executive committee is not going. Did they take the yardage?
Yeah, well, they said, wait a minute, they took the penalty. Now they're saying it's refused. They put it back to third down and marked the penalty up. Now they got to take the ball back. I can't
believe it. They want the yardage. They wanted fourth down and 20 to go because that was an incomplete pass. It'd be 4th and 8 instead of 3rd and 13.
I'll get it straight.
Vince Dooley saying, what's happening here? He would like to have third down.
Oh, sure he would. In a minute. That was a completed pass. They gave a completion out there to Scott Williams, number 30.
Pass was complete. It will now be 4th down.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody's got it straight now. But it's that kind of night, and I think Paul McGuire, as you look at Trey Gaines deep for the punt.
Everybody's nervous.
From Chip Andrews, everybody is sky high. Always a big game, now a huge game as far as the bowl picture is concerned. For many bowls, not just the Sugar Bowl. Trey Gaines waves everybody away. This is going to be a break for Georgia. It's going to get inside the 10, inside the 5, and Auburn will start from about the 3. Great kick by Andrews. 10:40 to go. There's no score, and Pat Dye will send out his quarterback, Pat Washington.
This is today's Chevrolet.
Come on in, take the wheel, start it up, get the feel of the road that goes on. Straight ahead, on your own, the light turns green and you're going on the road that goes on. The road goes on. You're today's Chevy, be today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
This flight doesn't get scrubbed for bad weather. A high-performance fighter has the technology to handle it. So does this, the all-weather Delco Freedom Battery, with the power to start you in the cold and the technology to beat the heat. And you never add a drop of water. Never wait for trouble. Get the all-weather Delco Freedom Battery.
From $39.95 for a Series 40, call 800 AC Delco.
Tonight's game from Auburn, Alabama, brought to you by Chevrolet, who invite you to see today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. And now Pat Washington, number 10, the quarterback. Hollis Campbell, 38. Tommy A.G., 30. Bo Jackson, 34. The running backs under the wishbone. Jeff Parks, 82, the tight end. Clayton Buford, number 11, the split end. And the line is Ostrowski and Schuler at the tackles, Lott and Stokes at the guard, and Tamburello at the center.
Bo Jackson on the wing.
Boy, down. Is he in the end zone or not? That was Campbell. And they did not get marked it in the end zone, so obviously he did get out to about the 1-foot line, and that is all. Looked like Andy Loy, number 39, made the stop.
It is Andy Loy. Now remember, just watch the ball. All right, that's Collis Campbell, 38. Loy is coming in. Now watch where the ball lands. That's on the line.
On the line would be a safety if it is on the line. Second down. Reggie Ware is coming at fullback. And here comes Washington carrying the ball to about the 3-yard line, and that is all. The tackle made there by John Little, number 19. Now let's see if we have time enough to say that Andy Loy, 39, Chumley, 76, Harris, 52, Sims, 57, Hewitt, 95 with the front 5, Culpepper, 48, Boswell, 44, the linebackers, Flack, 8, Harris, 20, the corners, Little, 19, he just made the tackle, and Sanchez, 31, the safeties. Third down and about 10 to go. And here comes Campbell again, and Campbell barely gets it across the 5-yard line, and that is all. Steve Boswell, the linebacker, made the stop, and they'll have to kick it back to Georgia.
When you look at a replay from the end zone, just watch the defense's pursuit here. They just want to close the hole, no big gain, let them get 1 or 2, then the defense stacks it up. That's beautiful defense.
That is Lewis Covert out of Phoenix City, Alabama, averaging about 40 yards, 39 yards per kick. And Jimmy Harrell is a deep man. Georgia should get this ball in Auburn territory. Nobody is blocked. Oh my, what a kick. Harrell back inside the 40 to the 45, and he does get into Auburn territory, still on his feet and inside the 45-yard line. Goes Harrell, and a flag is down at the 48-yard line of Auburn. And again, Robert Aye will come on to say what happened. Kevin Porter made the saving tackle. Usually an illegal block, or
is this a face mask?
It is going to be.
Did he say Georgia?
Face mask, and he pointed to Georgia. Oh, wait a minute. Face mask now pointing to Auburn.
Well, I tell you, everybody's a little nervous. They'll settle down. I thought about the players settling down. You got to worry about the referees. All right, here we go. Take a look at Harrell now. There's the face mask, no question about it. And watch his head snaps right on top of it.
8:43 to go, an electrifying first quarter. Still no score in Auburn.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. And when me and my friends want to relax, nothing works like a Chevy S10 Maxi Cab. So bring out the sun, bring out the fun. You got to go, get on and run.
Get yourself the 4x4 sport truck taken to the max with Instatrack 4-wheel drive and rugged off-road package available. Chevy S10 Maxi Cab.
Now that's what I call relaxation. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Nothing. Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy. It's easy. Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret,
It's as easy as GMAC.
it's easy.
Tomorrow, Tom Clements leads the Hamilton Tiger Cats against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the CFL's Grey Cup game. See it live tomorrow.
Some changes for Auburn. Kevin Green, 90, checks in at left defensive end. Arthur Johnson, 40, checks in at strong safety. First down, Georgia. They've got the ball on the 26 of Auburn. And here's Todd Williams taking the throw, putting it up there for Lane. And it is kept in the end zone by Jonathan Robinson. The quarterback starting over Alvin Briggs. It'll come out to the 20. Auburn's best field position of the night.
Jim, I like the call to get the ball after the penalty to go for the bomb right off the bat. But this time, Todd Williams just hangs the ball up like a punt return. Robinson, number 32, covering Lane, makes the interception. Watch the pump fake. But look at the ball is out of the screen, which is normal. But look at how long the ball has to come down, and then Robinson is just sitting there waiting on it. No way do you throw the ball up in the air like that.
And Vince Dooley is really mad. Great opportunity. First down at the 26, squandered in one play. And down A.G. has the ball, and he is being pursued, and Fleck has him inside the 25.
Jim, that's the added dimension that Bo Jackson coming back off that injury adds to it. Now watch, once A.G.'s through, they're looking at the quarterback Washington, Bo Jackson. Once A.G.'s through, if this is for Fleck, number 8, A.G.'s got a touchdown. He is really hauling it. That's Jeff Sanchez also chasing, but A.G. gets the ball down almost, well, it's inside the 25-yard line.
Ray Gaines is out wide to the right. And here's Bowles carrying the ball for the first time, and they zeroed on him. You can see Knox Culpepper, the leading tackler, number 48, lead the tacklers. What a game. We knew it would be the added dimension of the Sugar Bowl possibility for the winning team, whereas that possibility just wasn't there 4 or 5 hours ago.
Bo's got a problem just with his helmet, with his face mask. But I'll tell you one thing, when Bo ran that play now to the short side, sometime in this game we're going to see a reverse from the short side back to the wide side because the over pursuit of Georgia's defense is going to be able to walk home.
Tim Jesse, 25, replaces Jackson. And here goes Washington being pursued out there by Boswell, throws the ball on the run, and it is no good. Out of bounds. Buford had the ball, but caught it out of bounds. Tony Fleck, the cornerback, on the play. And it's 3rd down and 8.
Here's the thing, when they look at that play again, Washington might have been able to run with the ball, but Steve Boswell, number 44, in pursuit, not going to catch him. There is room to the outside to run to pick up maybe 6 to 8. There is the pass. Now, Buford caught the ball, except he was out of bounds when he caught it. Good call by the official.
From the 21-yard line, that is Pat Dye along the sideline. Jackson still has not checked back in. And straight ahead goes Collis Campbell for not much. Henry Harris, 52, I think we'll see down the bottom of the pile. Getting up, there he is.
Knox Culpepper, one of the finest linebackers in the country. Now just take a look at it. He's getting blocked up at the line of scrimmage, but old Knox is in. He gets himself in a position to make the play.
37-yard field goal attempt by freshman Robert McGinney, who's never kicked in a Georgia-Auburn game before. Big play of the night has been the interception in the end zone and the long run of A.G. From 37 yards out, McGinney puts it up, and no good. They come away with nothing. An electrifying first quarter. I just wonder if the noise intensity can keep up through 60 minutes of football. Each team has had its opportunity. Williams to an interception in the end zone. McGinney misses a field goal, and it's still no score. There's War Eagle, a golden eagle, 5 years old, wingspan of about 6 feet. As you take a look at the scores, Oklahoma dumped #1 Nebraska. Will BYU be #1 after this week? They're undefeated. Navy clobbered South Carolina. Report that South Carolina was going to the Orange Bowl. That's not confirmed nor denied. They can't give invitations till next week. And now Tom Jackson carries the ball, and not much there. Looked like Gerald Williams, number 98, the tackle on that side, and that's who it is, had him by the legs.
Well, we showed you Knox Culpepper. Now we'll show you the best of Auburn. Greg Carr, number 54. Look at it. He's just waiting and waiting, gets himself in a position, fights off the blocker, just steps aside, really doesn't have to do that much. That expression, a nose for the ball, I guess so.
Herman Archie goes wide to the left. Lane with blazing speed is to the right on 2nd down and 8. And instead, oh my, Andre Smith goes nowhere. Harold Hallman, number 94, rose up to meet him. Tremendous job there at his 3rd down.
It's a lonely life as a linebacker in the middle. Watch 54, Carr again. Now, he's going to get blocked on the outside. That's Peter Anderson, number 64, that makes the block, and he gets buried. You better be alert at all times.
Wide to the left goes Herman Archie, but Lane comes to the right. They've got 2 tight ends. And instead they're going to run the football, and this is Andre Smith, and he's not going to get the first down. Not going to get the first down. Tackle made by Vic Beasley, number 31, and Jonathan Robinson, number 32. And so now Chip Andrews will have to kick the ball away. You are a punter. Chip Andrews has an average ball of 45.3 yards. If that holds up, it'll tie the all-time season record at Georgia by Bobby Walton, who went on to play in the pros. But Bobby Walton Jr. has just signed and is in school at Auburn. That's the back and forth of this. But this is Chip Andrews to kick the ball away to Trey Gaines. Andrews gets a beautiful kick away, and Gaines goes back inside the 25 to the 23. And Gaines has not much there. Gets across to about the 31-yard line. So 4:57 to go. These teams found out before the game the winner could go to the Sugar Bowl. There's no score.
If you've got what it takes and really care, there's a special kind of life you'll want to share. Serving your country is a special call. It's good for you. It's good for all. Not all who try fit the bill. It calls for brains. It calls for skill in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. High-tech and the services go hand in hand. It's a whole new world. You're in demand in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll move up. You'll feel proud. You'll stand out above the crowd in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. But most of all, you'll earn the respect of the people and country you're there to protect in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Honda invented three-wheelers so families could have more fun together in the wintertime or any time of year. If you want your family to have more fun this winter, see the world's most complete line of three-wheelers. They're at your Honda dealer.
How far is our Honda dealer, Daddy?
Just keep walking.
Next Saturday, the Arkansas Razorbacks look to cut a path to the goal line against SMU. It's ESPN's exclusive live CFA showdown next Saturday.
No score, 4:57 to go, first quarter. Auburn's got the ball on their own 31-yard line. Bo Jackson has not carried the ball but once tonight. Buford wide to the right. We have not seen Freddie Wade yet. He has a hamstring pull. We're not sure. Here comes Bo Jackson, and Bo gets out to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 4 before another All-American Knox Culpepper made the stop along with Jeff Sanchez, number 31. Second down and 6.
Watch Agee, Tommy Agee. Not only does he carry the ball, but watch his blocking on the outside, Jim. Now, what he has to do is get to the defenses. That's Mitchell, number 56, the linebacker. You got to get to their feet. He does that. Here goes Bo Jackson to the inside.
Gaines wide to the right of the wishbone. Washington, and that is Campbell again. Campbell's got the first down across the 45-yard line to about the 46-yard line. Sanchez again makes the stop, along with Carlisle Hewitt.
Well, there's also a man named John Little. There's Agee. He's going to get another block. Collis Campbell is going to run over Little when he gets past the line of scrimmage, but Agee is in there again making a block. That's his job. He blocks. He's not going to carry the ball that much.
Look at his average running the ball, and that's for the season, 7 yards, Collis Campbell. First down at the 46-yard line. And now Buford wide to the left. Clock is running less than 4 minutes to go in this, the first quarter. Washington throwing the ball, diving attempt for the ball by Jeff Parks. And Tony Flack was there, but they'll mark the ball at the 46-yard line, and Auburn now has moved into Georgia territory.
That was a great pass by Pat Washington because it was between two defenders, and he had to hit Jeff Parks right on the numbers. He went down where the defense couldn't get to the ball. This young man, since I saw him in Texas when they lost to Texas, has got so much more confidence.
Second down and short. Washington still with the ball. Gonna throw again, throwing deep for Gaines. Gaines back there with Sanchez. No good in the end zone. And Gaines had a step on the very good Jeff Sanchez. And there's a Georgia man down hurt. Looks like Donald Chumley, number 76, trying to get up. Holding on to that right foot. They'll come back. There's no score, first quarter. Time is out because of the Georgia injury to Donald Chumley.
You are about to participate in TV's first liquidation sale. If cutting your heating bills is important,
Listen carefully. We are selling over 25,000 Kerosene Moonlighter kerosene heaters at incredible savings. Check these features. 8,700 BTUs. Heat any size room with smokeless, odorless convection heat. 36-hour capacity. Push-button lighting. Adjustable flame dial. Automatic safety shutoff system. UL listed. Sold nationally at $149.95, but we're slashing an incredible $100 off. That's right. Buy direct for only $49.95, the guaranteed lowest price in America, or we'll refund double the difference to you for any Kerosene Moonlighter advertised for less. We're clearing inventory now.
Use your credit card for rush delivery by calling 1-800-544-1000. That's 1-800-544-1000. Or send check or money order to Kerosene, P.O. Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut 06062.
.3:12 to go in the quarter. Third down and short. Collins is in the backfield, number 23. And here's Bo Jackson, and Jackson's got the first down inside the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line. Kevin Harris makes the stop. Paul, I'll let the replay go first.
Look at the offensive line, no fire out. Now they're firing out. That's Middleton as the tight end. He's just containing the outside man. Look at that. That's a good block by number 87, Middleton, because he takes the linebacker all the way off the line of scrimmage, who is Loy. They say he's an end, but they play as a linebacker. And look at the hole for Bo Jackson. First down.
Ball just inside the 40. Brent Fullwood has come in for the first time. He's had a great year. Washington hands the ball off. Agee with the football. Agee tackled inside the 10, the 5. First and goal to go Auburn.
Jim, that's twice in a row now that we've seen Agee up the middle, that quick pop, and once that happens, the middle linebackers, the two inside linebackers, either Culpepper or Boswell, but when those two guys commit themselves to the halfbacks, there's really no one except the nose tackle that's going to get the fullback.
I think we should point out LSU lost today. We don't know whether or not Florida's going to be able to go to the Sugar Bowl because of possible conference sanctions. The winner of this game could wind up in the Sugar Bowl. What a turnaround on a single day. And now running is Bo Jackson. He does not quite get to the goal line. Second down from the 1-yard line. Auburn with a real possibility. Sanchez makes the stop. Georgia had a first down at the 26-yard line. Todd Williams put it up for grabs. It was intercepted in the end zone by Jonathan Robinson. That has been Georgia's best attempt. Auburn got down, tried a 37-yard field goal by McGinney. That was no good after an Agee long run set up the probability or possibility of a score. Now Agee is taken to the 5. Jackson is taken to the 1, and it's second down. And here comes Bo Jackson. And he does not get in. Does not get in. Fine play across the way by Bill Mitchell and Jeff Sanchez. 56 and 31. Third down from the 1.
I think Bo Jackson right here, Jim, thought that he was going to have to walk in from the outside. Watch Mitchell, 56, and Sanchez. Sanchez is the man that makes the play, just rolls him out of bounds. That's why this is an All-American safety.
I said from the 1, they've now spotted the ball about 4 or 5 inches from the goal line.
Over the top.
First man through, touchdown. That is Tommy Agee. Flag is down.
Georgia offside.
They're jumping up and down as they realize what Paul has said. That's what it was.
Here it comes, right smack at you. That's Ware, 36 with the ball. He goes underneath. He's got the touchdown. Georgia was offside. They just went over Tamarillo, the center, and big Jeff Lott, number 66, the right guard.
Ware running out of Agee's spot does get the touchdown, and that is his 3rd touchdown. Rushing with the football. That fullback spot has been the big gainer tonight for Auburn. McGinney comes in and adds the extra point. Now there are points on the board. 1:38 to go in the first quarter, and Auburn leads by 7.
Now watch the line take off. With the officials there, we can't see Georgia coming offside, but that's Reggie Ware, 36. No question about it. He's 2 yards in the end zone. This power football with this big offensive line of Auburn, take a look at it. There's where they just take the defensive lineman, put him on the ground, he goes up over the top.
And Auburn, the touchdown or so favorite of this ball game, leads by that. Those folks love the Tigers. Auburn 7, Georgia nothing, last minute and a half and a little bit more. Elsewhere around today, Oklahoma State. That'll be a confrontation with Oklahoma next week. Beat Iowa State in bad weather. Florida, they have the Southeastern Conference share the title, remember. The question is whether or not the conference will allow them to go to the Sugar Bowl. UCLA upset the Rose Bowl host, USC, for bragging rights to Los Angeles. Ohio State is going to the Rose Bowl against USC. Texas will host the Cotton Bowl, knocking off Jim Wacker's group. LSU came a cropper at Mississippi State. That's why this game has all this added excitement, if any more is needed. Boston College, not a great day for Flutie, but he won. North Carolina was down by 10 in the fourth quarter, but tied Virginia. Maryland ran over Clemson. And Maryland should drop into the top 20. McGinney to kick off. Lane is on the far side. Blaylock on the near side. Georgia needs a big play. It's been Auburn getting the big plays. Blaylock lets the ball go out of the end zone and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Just what Vince Dooley said, Paul. There have been big plays against us, and we haven't come up with the big plays. He's had no big play tonight. And Agee has reeled off a couple of big plays for Auburn.
Well, Jim, it's that added dimension again. With Bo Jackson, number 34, back in the ball game. Last week he was back, played half, scored 3 touchdowns. You've got to watch Bo Jackson. When that happens, your fullback, he can run wild.
Oh my, look at that. Ben Thomas was all over Andre Smith before he got to the line of scrimmage. Ben Thomas, the senior tackle, number 91. Watch him.
Oh, Andre Smith just thinks, okay, I'll run to the hole. I get the ball. There is no hole. There's Ben Thomas, number 91. And that's right at the line of scrimmage. About a half a yard loss.
Second down. Cassius Osborne in motion. Todd Williams throws it out here to Osborne. Osborne's got about 6 yards out to the 26. Third down and 4. Jim Bone, number 51, knocked him out of bounds. Cassius Osborne starting today over Herman Archie, who caught a 13-yard touchdown pass against Auburn last year when Auburn went to Athens and won this game. Third down and 4, the last minute of the first quarter. Williams throws, has a man out there, and the ball is batted away on a fine play by Tom Powell. Intended for Osborne, but Tom Powell, number 9, batted it away. It's fourth down. And Chip Andrews must come on and kick it away again.
Jim, and that's a case of the strong safety, Tom Powell, covering a flat wide receiver split end Osborne. Just excellent coverage by the defense.
Chip Andrews put Auburn in a hole on one of his punts. There's Trey Gaines, the deep man. Another good kick, another good kick. Gaines back inside the 25 and dropped the football. And I think Gaines got it back. Right there with him trying to pick it up was Steve Boswell.
Jim, you mentioned that Walton's son is coming. Chip Andrews, just watch it now. He looks, watch his head, watch his head. Total concentration on the ball. The head does not come up until after contact. When the leg comes up, the head comes up. That's a good kick.
Well, we've got a lot of bowl games up. Everybody knew who was going to what bowl. These are the bowls that we know what bowls we've got. We don't know who's going to be in them. California Bowl, Independence Bowl, Holiday Bowl with BYU, which could be number 1, and the Aloha Bowl. First down for Auburn. At Washington, handing the ball off to Carlos Campbell, and Campbell gets a couple of yards. Jim Auer, number 98, made the stop.
Jim, with Bo Jackson. Fullwood, the freshman. Tommy Agee, we're watching him run. Some consensus is that Carlos Campbell may be the best back on this football team.
Oh, really? More bowl games we've got. Blue Bonnet, Rose, and Rico. Paul and I'll be in Japan. I wonder if they can take McGuire in Japan. Second down and about 7 to go. Washington bumps into a man, holds onto the football, and is wrestled down across the way by Bill Mitchell, number 56, the linebacker. Third down and short as the first quarter has ended with Auburn leading by the score of 7-0.
What would you call a video recorder that has everything?
I'd call it smart.
It's a Zenith VHS with extraordinary VHS hi-fi stereo.
Smart.
Plus a remote that can control both the deck and the TV.
Controls both? That's smart.
And clear special effects.
Smart.
One of the new smart decks, Zenith's VHS video recorders, when you want everything.
Very smart.
It's hard to appreciate good insurance until you really need it. Then it pays to have Safeco. Safeco protects your life, home, car, and business, and often saves you money in the bargain. So check the yellow pages for your independent Safeco agent. Get a free insurance checkup and peace of mind. Safeco, where careful people save.
What keeps America going when it's 20 below?
Prestone.
What gets families moving when the weather says no?
Prestone. Why does your car need a fresh fill of Prestone? A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. That's the Prestone difference.
What gets them to the ski slopes? The brand that stands alone. America goes with Prestone.
There are lots of times when overnight is just not fast enough.
Hello, Federal? I've got to get this to the coast today.
With Zap Mail, we can get an exact copy of something clear across the country in just 2 hours from the minute you pick up the phone. Contracts, documents, drawings, whatever. Incredibly, in just 2 hours. Zap Mail from Federal Express, when overnight is just not fast enough.
Freckles and the mark of a tiger is calling out youngster's face. Holding the sign. Third down and a couple of yards to go for Auburn on their own 32-yard line. And as it flips back to Bo Jackson, and Jackson's got the first down across the 35-yard line. Calvin Ruff picked him up. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire. We begin the second quarter, Auburn, Alabama. And there's a strong probability the winner of this game will wind up in the Sugar Bowl.
Can you believe the hands of Bo Jackson? Now watch if we have it in the screen. Here's Washington, throws it out. This is behind Bo Jackson. He one-hands it, then has enough presence to get his composure and then pick up the first down.
You know, you're looking at that, and I'm looking at the fact that Pat Washington is showing me that he is quite a wishbone quarterback.
He's matured.
Oh, he is looking good. Buford wide to the right on first down from the 35. Auburn leading by 7. And straight ahead goes Tommy Agee. And the man out there with him is Billy Mitchell. And that's a pickup of 5 yards. Well, these three teams have played 3 common opponents. They both beat Southern Mississippi. They both beat Mississippi. And they both lost to Florida. And the Gators, congratulations, their first ever share of a conference title. And right now they're in the lead in the history of the conference, but they don't know whether or not, because of probation, they'll be able to go to the Sugar Bowl. That determination to be made later. Vince Dooley's club is having a tough time holding Auburn and moving against Auburn. There's Washington throwing, and out is Gaines all by himself. And Gaines has got a first down. Sanchez took him down at the 46-yard line. Another first down Auburn, and it's been all the Tigers.
And it's been Pat Washington. We've got to give this young man an awful lot of credit. Now watch, he's going to hesitate here. There's the fake to Ware up top, and then he hits Gaines, and Gaines covered by Flack. Flack can't make the play. Sanchez comes over to help out. But that was beautiful, and that's double coverage out there on Gaines.
From the 46-yard line. Kyle Collins is the right halfback, not Jackson. And coming out here and falling down is Brent Fullwood, who is a leading ground gainer, believe it or not, before tonight. He gets to the 45-yard line, averaging better than 5 yards a carry. against Cincinnati last week. Fullwood carried the ball 5 times for 102 yards. How about that? There's a sign down here, Paul, that says, "This is the night they turn the lights out on Georgia."
It may be so.
There's Washington again, carrying the football and runs right by everybody and picks up a first down. Inside the 44, Bill Mitchell ran him out of bounds. By the way, Buford Perkins is in there at right guard, number 77. He is a surprise player tonight at guard. And at tackle, Jeff Ostrowski's a surprise starter tonight.
Take a look at there's a fake to Ware. Now watch Washington. Heads up. He knows he's going to keep the football because they've got Tony Flack, number 8, the corner man, who's taking the pitch man on the outside. No one to fill that gap. Another first down.
This is what Florida was able to do against Georgia last week. Take the ball wide and turn it upfield. And that's what Auburn is doing tonight. But Georgia's really been burned on the 2 long runs straight up the middle by fullback Tommy Agee. At Washington. Missed a couple of games. Mississippi State, Georgia Tech. There your statistic. Look, 134 to 58 in rushing yardage. Washington on a pitch back and nowhere to go for Brent Fullwood. Good play there by Tony Flack, the cornerback. Coming up on the play, and it's second down. 12:25 to go. First half, it is 7-0 Auburn.
Remember I said on the last play, Tony Flack was sitting outside waiting for the pitch man? Well, Tony Flack does it again. Now that's Knox Culpepper there, but Tony Flack is the man that makes the play up at the line of scrimmage on Fullwood.
And Tim Jesse replaces Fullwood, and Bo Jackson is back in, and your fullback is Reggie Ware. Ware has scored the game's only touchdown. Whoops. Still time left on the play clock, and Richardson might have made a move.
Yeah, I think Richardson, the nose tackle on that play, came across first and made contact, and then Jeff Lott took off. But
that's the second time that Georgia has jumped tonight. By the way, I think you saw number 76, Donald Shumley, who went off with a hurt right foot in the first quarter. He is back in.
Here comes Clayton Buford on again.
Dead ball foul. Offside. Defense. Second down.
You notice how slow he did that? Thinking about it a little more.
Buford is in and wide to the left. Second down, 5. And Bo Jackson has the football, and Bo Jackson's got a first down inside the 25-yard line.
Bo Jackson, when he runs, Jim, he has confidence in his offensive line. The only way you can run the way Bo does, he has the natural ability, but he has confidence that that hole's going to be there. Ostrowski, 65, gets a block. Bo Jackson moves back to the inside. Mitchell makes the tackle, but they're going to be just a little bit short, about a half a yard.
Don't give him the first down. Ron Middleton comes in as a tight end to help him out here, and on this wishbone, you can't help but believe they'll get at least the first down. Jackson will try it. He's got at least the first down. Inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line goes Bo Jackson. Well, all week long, Paul, they were talking about this game as a game of emotion. It's the 88th meeting, the oldest rivalry in the South, but it means a lot tonight with that Sugar Bowl at stake.
All right, there's Cowart, number 53, the center, coming out on Mitchell. And you see Bo Jackson come in for the first down. Interesting thing about Tamburillo, number 55, the starting center, and Cowart, here goes Bo diving from the 20, and he gets to the 15. But Cowart, well, I'll get back to you in just a second.
First down. Still with the football is Jackson, and Jackson gets down to the 10. They continue to take that ball wide effectively against Georgia.
All right, Cowart, what I was talking about, these are two centers, and they are so close. They talk to each other. They're the best of friends. They substitute themselves. When one gets a little bit tired, Cowart comes in. Tamburillo says, okay, you can take it for a while, and they'll go into a series of downs, which I think is interesting. The coach, the offensive line coach, does not have to substitute him.
He's saying who's in there. Second down and about 5 to go for the first down. Washington, there goes Jackson. Bo Jackson down for the first down inside the 5. And Auburn is controlling the tempo of this football game defensively and offensively.
Bo Jackson, a little crossfire action, and here comes Bo Jackson. Back, the hole is there, but watch the two defensive men. He knows he's going to get hit. Watch, underneath both of them. Sanchez is there. Kevin Harris, number 20, is there. He just went underneath both defenders. Puts the ball at the 2-yard line.
Remember, Auburn has not won this ball game here since 1974. They're starting out tonight as though they may change that. Now that is Collis Campbell, and he is knocked down. By the way, Georgia can go to the Sugar Bowl, and we'll keep repeating this in each quarter for those of you who may just be joining us. Georgia can go to the Sugar Bowl if they win tonight and Florida is not allowed to go. Auburn can go to the Sugar Bowl if Florida is not allowed to go, and they win tonight and then go on and beat Alabama. If that combination should happen, and Alabama suddenly turns around and beats Auburn, then LSU has a chance, and don't you, Paul McGuire, bring up the fact, what are they going to do if it's a tie? We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, let's get close to a tie.
Not going to do that.
They threw so many wrinkles at us today.
Second down, 10. Oops, nowhere at all. Collis Campbell, and it is third down. And Tony Flack made quite a hit, didn't he? Number 8, 188-pound junior out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And a starter there since a freshman. The first under Vince Dooley to start a game as a freshman and stay in there.
Watch the defense again. I love this shot right here because watch the defense. Here comes Mitchell in. He's just helping out. Little number 19 is in there, but they stack it up in the middle. That's pursuit of the defense. Oh, you know, I'm just thinking, if I keep watching Pat Washington, he's doing all the faking in the backfield. If he just keeps the ball and goes to the outside, he can walk home.
Collins, the right halfback, A.D., the fullback, Fullwood, the left halfback. Washington running the football and makes it for the touchdown. That was quite a drive by Auburn. And Pat Washington had a lot to do with it.
He certainly did. You know, I did that game at Texas when they lost, and he had a terrible time. But now look at Pat Washington. He keeps the ball, takes on Sanchez at the goal line and Flack at the goal line and drills them into the end zone.
And now McGinney to have the extra point. Or try to. And does. And Georgia, which was shut out last week by Florida, is down 14-0 so far this week.
This is today's Chevrolet, and this is today's Chevrolet. This Chevrolet is specially modified for the International Race of Champions. This is a new Camaro IROC Z28 built for you. Chevrolet encourages the use of selected parts and components by race teams, and that helped us build this Chevrolet. World champions drive this Camaro, but the Camaro IROC Z28 makes you feel like a champion.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy. Chevy.
Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy.
It's easy.
Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret,
It's as easy as GMAC.
it's easy.
Tonight's game from Auburn, Alabama, brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to see today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
All right, Jim, let's take a look at Pat Washington now. He's coming down the line of scrimmage. The fake is into the inside. Is that Ware or Agee? I'm not sure. But watch, he takes on Sanchez at the goal line. Flack is there, number 8. But Washington gets into the end zone. He's 6'1", 199 pounds, and he puts it to use right there and never stopped his legs moving, gets into the end zone, touchdown, 14-0. Auburn
beginning to kick off to Lane and Blaylock, and they haven't gotten the ball out of the end zone yet. He's kicked them so deep without kicking the ball over the end line, which would bring it out to the 30. So each time Georgia has started at the 20. But the Bulldogs had better get something going. Their offense had a golden opportunity, pushed down at the 26. Now this is Blaylock, and he does have speed. Lots of it. As you can see there, but that's a good tackle, isn't it? A great tackle made by Kevin Green. 8:11 to go. Georgia's got the football, but they trail by 14 points.
Me and my Chevy S10 worked all summer so I could come back to school.
Then I worked on making the rodeo team. Coach said,
"What's a scrawny economics major know about bull riding?"
"Rode that bull and made the team." Coach said,
"What's that S10 cost?"
$59.90, I told him. Lowest price pickup made in America.
$59.90 for a Chevy S10?
I may be scrawny, but I am an economics major.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
There's a time in life for the young to say, I want something else, a different way. The town's the same, the people too. School is over, need something to do. The services have it, it'll really show. You'll see new places, you'll really grow in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Challenge, adventure, excitement too, a time to enjoy and see something new. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll work hard, feel really free, serving your country for all to see in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Be part of a team, be friends forever. A part of the services you won't forget ever. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Monday, meet two NFL superstars with extraordinary spirit. Saints receiver Danny Abramovich and the lonely end Bill Carpenter. Monday.
It is bordered on the shocking today's college football scores, and George Brand and the College Football Report, brought to you by Chevrolet, will be on once this game is over. We've got a long way to go, and so does Georgia. Midway through the second quarter, Todd Williams back to throw, gets the ball out there on one hop. Intended out there for Anthony Quincy, a junior college transfer, number 89. And it is second down.
Well, Todd Williams that time had time to throw the football, Jim, to Quincy on the outside, and that ball was like 4 or 5 yards in front of him. They have to throw the football. They've not done much work with it on the ground.
Hockaday comes wide to the left. 202 to 40 yards. And they just don't stop, do they? Andre Smith is taken by Nate Hill. Nate Hill's a freshman out of LaGrange, Georgia, who is playing for Auburn. There are 28 different Georgia men on the Auburn team. Auburn, Alabama, very close to the Georgia border. And I think we've told you enough about how Vince Dooley went to Auburn and is coaching Georgia, and Pat Dye went to Georgia and is coaching Auburn, and there's a lot of that all throughout both athletic administrative staffs and in the hierarchy of the administrations of the school. Third down, Georgia needs a first down. Todd Williams looking, dumping it out there for Andre Smith. He doesn't come close as Greg Carr follows him out to make the stop. Number 54.
Greg Carr at the beginning of the year had problem with pass defense, but watch him this time. He knows that Smith is his man. Carr is right there to make the play. What he wants to do, he'll let him catch the football because he can't knock it down, but he wants to make sure that they don't pick up the first down. He did that.
And that tired Georgia defense has got to come back out there again. Chip Andrews will kick the ball away. And that is not Trey Gaines back there. There's Trey Gaines. I was looking at the up man Arthur Johnson. There's Trey Gaines, and Gaines does not break it, but he gives him excellent field position. Strozier knocks Gaines out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 6:35 to go in the half. 14-0 Auburn.
I see you enjoy the finer things in life.
Why, yes.
Then you'll enjoy today's Chevrolet Celebrity Eurosport.
Come on in, get the feel. Enjoyment waits at the wheel as the road comes alive.
Special sport suspension, Euro styling, available new multi-port fuel-injected V6 power. Celebrity Eurosport.
If this is today's Chevrolet,
Enjoy.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
when you take one of these things up, you've got a crew to help.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
When it comes to my car or truck, I do the work myself. In 40 years, AC spark plugs have never let me down. And with today's technology, AC fire ring spark plugs are engineered to give you up to 30,000 miles reliable performance. Never wait for trouble. Go with AC fire ring spark plugs.
Call 800 AC Delco for a retailer near you.
For college football, former All-American Prentice Gott.
What I appreciate most about having played college football was the education I received. All the yards gained, all the touchdowns, all the cheers were fantastic. But I wouldn't trade anything for my college degrees. If you're planning to attend college and participate in athletics, that's great. But in my humble opinion, it's even greater if you make the pursuit of education one of your first priorities.
The college experience. It's more than football.
If you're craving college football, watch us Tuesday afternoon when Maryland collides with Clemson. Terrapins and Tigers Tuesday on your Total Sports Network.
Mike Mann, the new quarterback for Auburn. Nothing wrong with Pat Washington. Such is the depth of Auburn. This is the second quarterback. They used 7 running backs so far. Mann putting it out here. And close to 40-yard line of Georgia. And the Bulldogs, who scored 13 points 2 games ago against Memphis State, did not score against Florida, have not scored tonight, and here comes Auburn again.
First play man in the ball game, that throws that theory out that they must run. Look at the protection. Nobody even close to man. Then he hits Bo Jackson going down the sideline. They try to cover Bo Jackson with Loy, number 39, a defensive end.
And hands the ball off to Reggie Ware, who scored the first touchdown of the ball game. And you can see Donald Chumley, number 76, had him around the ankles. But it still moves the ball down to the 37-yard line. There's Pat Washington. He scored a touchdown. He looked effective, but he's giving away to Mike Mann for the moment. This Auburn team is very deep and very healthy at the moment. Gain is wide to the left. Georgia has not been able to do anything since the first down at the 26-yard line. And they threw the ball away, and there goes Brent Fullwood, and Sanchez makes the stop of him. And Fullwood has another first down inside the 30-yard line.
Just take a look at the backs blocking. There's Ware and Collins are in front of Fullwood going into the hole. They just a flip back. Now watch, here are the 2 backs blocking for the other back. They just get excellent blocks. The linemen are blocking very well, and then Sanchez has to make the tackle, save the touchdown, may I add.
Tell you what, Auburn is looking good. Awfully good. Georgia is fighting to just stay in the ball game at this time. Here's Mann back, looking out, has a man clear out there, and that is Buford. And that's a first down inside the 15-yard line. Clayton Buford out of Palatka, Florida, a senior, his 17th catch of the year.
Mike Mann just threw a beautiful pass. He just lays Buford out to the outside. Watch this. Here comes Mann blocking. No one near him. And look at this pass. There's Clayton Buford, comes down. Now, his foot is on the line. His foot is on the line. The question, and he was not touched. You think he's happy about it, though?
Well, I'll ask you a question. Pat Dye has done something. He had Washington with a great wishbone offense. Now he's put in Mike Mann, and he's passing them to death. He's just changed the whole tempo and approach to the game. A.G. gets some tough yards down to about the 10-yard line. So Washington ran him wide, controlled the game, ran up a 14-0 score. Mann has been passing to either side and has him with a second down at the 10-yard line.
And you said one other thing that throws Georgia off balance. All of a sudden, Bo Jackson, they know he's back to play. Bo Jackson was out of that series coming down, except for that one pass he caught. Now he's back in the game again. They keep changing up everyone. Who do you key on?
That's what Vince Dooley just wanted. What can you do? He said, as we said, we need the big plays and have to stop them. Auburn just controlled the game. Straight ahead goes the fullback. And A.G. is down to about the 5-yard line.
Got to get to the 4 for a first down.
Culpepper makes the stop. Well, all over the state of Georgia, wherever Bulldog fans are anywhere, they know that if Georgia wins tonight and Florida does not go, Georgia can go to the Sugar Bowl. That's it. But Georgia is being controlled by Auburn.
A.G., 5 carries, 103 yards, 20-yard average.
Well, I said Fullwood last week, 5 carries for 120 yards.
Isn't this amazing?
And they're using all their backs. Mann keeps the ball, and there's Culpepper right there with him, along with Steve Boswell. And let's see if it's going to be 4th down, or whether he got the first down.
He has to get to the 4-yard line where they mark that ball.
Well, they've got the ball marked inside the 5.
I don't think he has it. I think he's going to be a little bit short. Here comes Mann down now. He fakes to A.G. They had 2 people to the outside. Could have tossed the ball. Culpepper is right there to make the play, along with Boswell, number 44, the 2 linebackers. They read it well. They're a little bit short. I'd go over here. With this football team and the power they have in this offense, you're up 14, go ahead. Why not?
Have they ever been stopped for no gain thus far tonight? I don't think they have.
I think you're right. They're going. Thank you, Pat.
Reggie Ware comes in.
Pat Dye is down on the sideline saying, don't cheer now, we have the ball. We want to be able to hear the signal.
You don't want that quick step before the snap, which would make it 4th down and 5.5. And there goes Reggie Ware. And a call is being made by Kevin Harris that he didn't make it, but it looks like he did pick up enough. But we'll wait for the officials.
All right, now we've got to watch the offensive line because those are the men that have to get off the ball. Look at Georgia. They're down underneath, no place to go. Now Ware has to get to the 4-yard line. Now they mark it where the ball was at first. If it gets to the 4, he's got a 1st down.
Well,
he's got it.
Does he or does he not?
No?
He does not. Can you believe that?
Wait.
Can you believe that?
I still like the call. Georgia has not been able to move the ball at all, Jim. They're inside the ball. Georgia has not been able to move the ball at all, Jim. They're inside the 5-yard line coming out. Why not put it in a hole? If you get the 1st down, pick up the touchdown, you're up 21. 17 at this point, not a whole lot.
Auburn tried for its 13th 1st down. Georgia will now try for its 3rd 1st down.
But if Georgia can take this ball and move the length of the field in 3 minutes and 37 seconds, they have 3 timeouts. That puts them back in the ball game.
We're looking at the back of Twan Jackson. And that is Jackson with the ball. Jackson gets a little running room out to about the 8-yard line, and that is all. One of the tacklers is Ben McCurdy. Vic Beasley is another. And Greg Carr is down at the bottom also.
The big problem is you have not been able to move the ball in the air or on the ground. You're down there in the 4-yard line coming out. You have to run safe plays because a turnover down here is totally disastrous. And by running the football, you're going to run 30 to 35 seconds off the clock on each play.
I tell you, if they escape with a 14-0 lead, they will be very fortunate. At the half, we're trailing 14-0. Williams putting the ball up for grabs. And down the field, they get intercepted by Jonathan Robinson. No, intended for Cassius Osborne. Robinson intercepted one in the end zone, remember, earlier. And it is 3rd down and 5 to go. Make it 3rd and 6 to go.
Jim, that's another play. We saw the ball intercepted in the end zone, but watch Todd Williams down when he throws. Now watch where that ball ends up. There's the pump again, and he's on a run. He does not set himself really and square himself up. Now he throws the ball straight up in the air. Now look at it. It looks like a punt coming down. There's 2 defenders have time to get to the ball. Almost intercepted by Robinson.
3rd down, 2:53 to go, 1st half. Williams does not get a chance to pitch it out. Ben Thomas is right there with him. 2nd tackle for a loss by Ben Thomas tonight.
Auburn should take a timeout. There's 2:40 and counting on the clock. They have 3. Take one out and try to get another touchdown.
In the meantime, Chip Andrews will kick the ball away, and the clock continues to run. They're not taking the timeout. Tell you one thing, I think you'll be all right, but Greg Carr limped off the field. A good linebacker for Auburn. Andrews let a lot of time run off. He wanted that. Puts the ball high, driving Gaines back inside the 40 to the 38. And he gets out to about the 44-yard line. Ball is loose, but they say Gaines was down at the 44. 2:04 to go, 1st half, and it's 14-0 Auburn. Now Georgia will merely try to stop the Tigers before the end of this half.
Good financial news.
Now maybe I can sell you some life insurance.
I'm talking about my life insurance.
Huh?
Northwestern Mutual's variable life. I choose how my cash value is invested. Money market stocks, bonds.
Well, what if the market drops?
The cash value falls, but my face amount is guaranteed.
Northwestern Mutual's variable life. An alternative. Available only from agents with the Quiet Company.
They're a tough act to follow.
I know.
Remember those nice, quiet, lovable hush puppies? Well, now hush puppies are making some noise.
Style, lots of style. Style for the man on the go. Styles for today, styles for work or for play. Comfort and style is coming your way. So put yourself in our shoes and find out what all the noise is about.
Available at Hush Puppies, shoe stores, and other fine retailers.
Payne Weber salutes a great rivalry, Auburn and Georgia, and I'm sure the fans would like to say thank you, Payne Weber. First down from the 44. And there's Agee running the ball again out to midfield. And I also believe the fans in the stands would like to say thank you, Mississippi State, for knocking off LSU and allowing the winner of this game to have a real shot at going to the Sugar Bowl, depending upon what the executive committee of the Southeastern Conference rules about Florida. Hurry up offense now by Auburn. Second down 4. Clock running with 1:38 and a half. Washington is down, and that's the first sack of an Auburn man. Washington faked the handoff to Agee and then was hit by Chumley.
All right, watch Washington. Now, here's the fake to Agee, pulls it out, and just no question, Chumley is right in his face coming down the line of scrimmage.
1:26 left, and the Dogs are having a tough time with the Tigers here in Auburn.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
The Nikon FG is the 35mm camera sophisticated enough for the serious photographer.
Camera, pictures, human fun.
Yet switched to programmed, it's simple enough for total beginners. And it's so reasonably priced, it even makes a great gift.
Hey, Morty, look at this. Another brand new FG. Why do these Earthlings keep giving us their cameras?
Hello, everybody. I'm Gail Gardner. We'll be along at halftime with highlights and scores, including Oklahoma's win over Nebraska and Navy's upset of South Carolina. Join us.
Ware scored the first touchdown to make it 7-0. And then Washington scored the second from 1 yard out. Here's Washington back. Oh, does he have time? Looking around, now putting the ball up and overthrows Gaines, who was under triple coverage. 1:19 to go. Now here is the second running play, and before Ware scored and Washington scored, McGinney missed a 37-yard field goal attempt. Georgia had the ball on a turnover, remember, at the 26-yard line. That's the closest they've gotten to Auburn, and on the first play, Todd Williams threw an interception in the end zone, and that's been it. Harold the man deep, and Colbert to kick the ball away. Gee whiz, high. Got a call for fair catch on that, and Harold does inside the 15-yard line. So with 1:11 to go, let's see how Georgia plays this, because they don't want to make a mistake, and yet they do want points.
Lewis Colbert, the other punter. Let's take a look at what he does now. That ball went high. Watch his toe now. His head is down, but watch if his toe comes up. That takes the ball straight up in the air. He hits it, and you see his toe straight up. It got to be flat straight down. Why wouldn't it?
First down, Williams goes back the other way, setting up the screen to Tom Jackson, and Jackson's got the first down. Greg Carr tripped him up. Jackson might have gotten a lot more than that had Carr not put out an arm and tripped him up.
Who was that? Harold Hallman that hits him at the end. Todd Williams, the quarterback. After you throw the ball, you know you're going to get nailed, and here it comes. That's Hallman. Harold Hallman, number 94, just buries him into the end zone.
58 seconds to go. South Carolina, Nebraska, Southern Cal all lost today. And SportsCenter at halftime will bring you up to date. Look out, that's a good move there. Now Williams has got to go down, and down he goes, and that should stop the clock at 39 seconds, although the clock continues to run. And now they call time, and they're going to mark the ball. Well, let's see where they're going to mark the ball. Not enough for the first down, which would have stopped the clock, apparently.
Here comes Robinson, the defensive end. Now, take a look at Williams. He just moves to the inside, sees the hole. He's just thinking, get as many yards as I can and then get down, but the backside catches up to him. Was that Hallman again, number 94? Yeah, he's taking shots at him. But I think they did pick up the first down.
Well, if they did, they should have stopped the clock a lot sooner than they did. I know they called timeout, but a first down. Now, see, now they're going to see whether or not. It is a first down. There's the halftime sports center we were talking about. All those folks that have lost. Meaning South Carolina to Navy, Nebraska to Oklahoma, Southern Cal to UCLA. Yeah, a little short of the first down. They love the Auburn football. They love the Georgia football. They love to see the two teams play each other. But when there's a possibility of a Sugar Bowl at stake, emotions run just that much higher. And yet, most of the games in recent years, it's always been at stake. Now, next Saturday night, and happy Thanksgiving to you all, Paul and I will be after turkey and all of that down in Dallas, Arkansas and Southern Methodist. Second down and short to go, 35 seconds to go. First down would stop the clock for Georgia. Todd Williams dumps it out there, and Tron Jackson cuts inside. Jackson gets the first down across the 40-yard line, the 45-yard line to about the 47. Now they should hustle back, because once the sticks are moved, they'll start the clock again with 24 seconds left. Now time has been called again.
Tron Jackson's got moves of his own. Now they're going to dump the ball, Williams, just right over the middle in front of the linebackers and let Tron Jackson go after it. Now there's Bone, number 51, coming out. Watch Bone right here. He gets a hand on him, makes him turn him back in towards the defensive pursuit. When that happens, then you get some help from Ben Thomas, number 91.
He has got good moves, good speed. The Georgia staff was upset that in the Florida game, in which they're shut out, and they're being shut out here too, that Tron Jackson never carried the ball one time. And yet he's been averaging better than 6 yards per carry. 24 seconds left. Talking with Todd Williams on the sidelines. Now, I do not know how far, Paul, and we'll check perhaps at halftime with Claude Feldman of Georgia, that they stopped scoring in that Memphis State game, which they won 13-3. But we do know that Georgia did not score against Florida for 60 minutes, and we do know it's almost 30 minutes here, and they still have not scored again. So it's at least 6 quarters that the Bulldogs have gone without a score, unless they scored in the last 24 seconds.
The Georgia coaches were upset because Tron didn't carry the ball. Don't they call the play? I think they do.
Oh. Williams stepping up. He's in trouble. In deep trouble. Deep trouble. Everybody was there. Williams was there. Green was there. And a loss back inside the 40-yard line. 12 seconds to go now. And time has been called. That's their last. And Williams will simply have to just throw one of those air balls that he throws, hoping somebody can get under it.
The punt return. Kevin Green. It's you know, you hear it week in and week out in situations like this when you know the team, they're going to throw the ball. Obviously, the defensive line, they're going to be able to just rear back and go. They don't worry about run. They don't worry about draw, because there were only 22 or 23 seconds on the clock when the play was being run. But when you have that opportunity to go for the quarterback, you really don't have to take a lane. You can just go anywhere, whatever way that the offensive tackle goes or offensive guard. You throw him one way, you can go back to the inside and still have time to get to the quarterback.
Oh, when they come back after the half, it'll still be the same Auburn team, the same Georgia team. So personnel means an awful lot. But if Georgia gets out of here only trailing 14-0, the way they've been manhandled, they got to have the feeling that at least they are still in the ball game. They could have been just out of it by now.
And the key, too, Auburn will get the second half kickoff.
Todd Williams, 12 seconds to go. Second down on a bundle, about 19. Has the time, throws for the sideline. That is his tight end, Scott Williams, across there. He steps out of bounds. That stops the clock with 6 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, there was 12 seconds on the clock. That took 6, and that was a sideline pattern. So that means that they really only have one shot. Butler, again, is one of the finest kickers in the country. His long one this year is, what, 60?
60 yards to beat Clemson. In practice, Kevin Butler has kicked him 71 yards. Here's Williams. He's going over there again and out of bounds. Then they say it is no good. Time has run out. It has been all Auburn. Winner here, remember, depending on how the SEC rules on Florida, could wind up in the Sugar Bowl. That's what's at stake. And Auburn has won at least half of the game. They go to the locker room. The Tigers leading the Dogs 14-0.
It's the only body you'll ever have. Make the most of it. And if you're serious about exercise, and you should be, why not the best? Nautilus for the home. For full information about the new and revolutionary Nautilus for the home, call toll-free 1-800-445-9000. That's 1-800-445-9000.
Gifts of gold or silver coins have almost always increased in value. Some of the silver dollars Grandma handed out are worth hundreds today. And a $10 gold piece given back in '32 could be worth thousands now. For the first time, you can give Olympic gold and silver U.S. coins. And although no one knows what Olympic coins will be worth tomorrow, they make a gift that will be cherished this holiday and for generations to come. Available at many locations, or call this number toll-free for information.
You never know when the weather's going to turn on you, do you? That's why Michelin developed the XA4 all-season tire. The XA4 is as good in the snow as a snow tire, as good out of the snow as a great handling highway tire. And with proper care, its unique all-weather tread lasts up to 60,000 miles. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we'd like you to know your rights.
You've got a right to the only chicken cooked fresh with the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices.
You've got a right to chicken cooked under pressure to squeeze flavor into each juicy bite.
You've got a right to chicken that tastes so good, it could only be original recipe chicken.
Now, aren't you glad you know your rights?
You've got a right to chicken done right. Original recipe, we do chicken right.
This is Kawasaki's Halftime Reports.
Hello, everybody. I'm Gail Gardner. Welcome to the halftime edition of Sports Center, and we are, of course, at halftime of the game between Georgia and Auburn. The Auburn Tigers leading by the score of 14-0 on 2 short touchdown runs, and we will be returning to Jordan-Hare Stadium in just a little bit. First, we will bring you up to date on the rest of the world of college football. Running through the ESPN Top 20 for you, #1 Nebraska defeated by 5th-ranked Oklahoma. The final was 17-7. That knocks Nebraska out of the Orange Bowl picture and sets up a Big 8 title matchup next weekend between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. A couple of highlights from that game for you. Early 4th quarter tied at 7 apiece. Tim Lasher kicking a 32-yard field goal. The Sooners take the lead for good in this game by the score of 10-7. Nebraska was to be denied any further scoring. On 4th and goal, Jeff Smith goes wide left from the one. He's flung down short of the end zone by Oklahoma's Brian Hall. The Sooners go on to win by the score of 17-7, upsetting the #1 Huskers, snapping Nebraska's Big 8 record, 27 consecutive conference wins. Elsewhere, Robbie Bosco tossing 3 touchdown passes as BYU escaped with a 24-14 win over Utah. The Cougars, the only undefeated team in Division 1A now at 11-0, the longest winning streak in college football at 22. Meanwhile, in Annapolis, Navy upsets 3rd-ranked and previously unbeaten South Carolina 38-21. 3rd quarter, 14-7 Navy. This is senior Rich Klaus going up the middle, then breaking free down the left sideline. 53-yard touchdown run. 21-7 Navy out on top. Still 3rd quarter, Navy up 24-7. Bob Mish rolls right, and he hits Chris Weiler in the corner of the end zone. Nice catch, 31-7 Middies. They go on to upset the Gamecocks 38-21. South Carolina now 9-1 on the season. Meanwhile, it was 4th-ranked Oklahoma State over Iowa. The final there was 16-10. The Cowboys now 9-1 on the season, 5-1 in Big 8 play, and again they will meet the Sooners next weekend for the trip to the Orange Bowl. Game going on right now, #6 Washington at Washington State. The Huskies having some problems in the 3rd quarter, lead by 3, 16-13. Meanwhile, 7th-ranked Florida over Kentucky, 25-17 to win their first SEC title ever. Bobby Raymond, 6 field goals on the day. This is a 43-yarder, 25-17 Gators out on top. Late in the game, Kentucky driving, trying to tie it up. Bill Randall's pass, though, is picked off by Adrian White, and that kills that final drive. Gators win 25-17. After the game, Galen Hall was named the head coach at Florida. Of course, whether or not they go to the Sugar Bowl will depend on what the SEC Executive Committee decides on Tuesday. And moving along, UCLA knocked off by 8th-ranked and Rose Bowl-bound USC. The final was 29-10. John Lee, 5 field goals. That sets an NCAA record with 29 field goals. this season. Meanwhile, 9th-ranked Ohio State on its way to the Rose Bowl against USC as they beat Michigan 21-6. Ohio State on the Michigan one. Keith Byers carries. He is stripped of the ball, but it's ruled a touchdown. They say he did break the plane to the goal line. Buckeyes lead 7-0. Defense thwarting a Michigan drive. Safety Terry White nails Chris Zerbrug on the blitz. The Wolverines settle for a field goal here and couldn't do much scoring. OSU went on to win by the score of 21-6, so the Buckeyes head to the Rose Bowl against USC. Elsewhere in our top 20, number 10, Texas ended the Cotton Bowl hopes of number 11 TCU with a 44-23 victory. Fullback Terry Orr, 195 yards and 4 touchdowns. Longhorns are back on top of the Southwest Conference now with a record of 5-1. Number 12 LSU beaten by Mississippi State 16-14 on Artie Cosby's 27-yard field goal with a minute 15 left. The Tigers lose a share of the SEC title with a 4-1-1 record. In Foxborough, 13th ranked Boston College just getting by Syracuse 24-16. Doug Flutie, 10 of 21 for 136 yards, and not a terrific game for him, but he did finally get his first win over the Orangemen. The Eagles now 7-2 on the season. Number 14, Miami idle today. They will next play Boston College next Saturday. Number 15, Georgia, and number 16, Auburn, the game you're watching right now here on ESPN, and Auburn leading 14-0 at the half. Moving along, Ken Miller, 25-yard field goal with 7 seconds left, gave North Carolina a 24-24 tie against 17th-ranked Virginia. The Cavs can still win the ACC title if they beat Maryland next week. And speaking of Maryland, at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, they played this game. Maryland over 18th-ranked Clemson, 41-23. Alvin Blunt, 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tommy Neal also ran for 2 more scores. The Terps can win the ACC if they defeat Virginia next weekend. And it was Kansas over Missouri, the final there, actually. Tennessee, Chattanooga, Florida State, 19th-ranked Florida State, winning by the score of 27-0, leading in the 4th quarter of that game. And one more top 20 game to show you, Fullerton State, 20th-ranked Fullerton State over New Mexico State, and that final was 20-0. And some other key night games going on right now. Some scores to show you is Louisville and Southern Mississippi. Southern Mississippi leading the Cards at the half by the score of 24-13. Memphis State and Tulane. Memphis State leading 3-0 that game now in the 2nd quarter. And Iowa going up against Minnesota. Big Ten action. The Hawkeyes leading 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. We'd like to remind you that after the game, the college football report with George Grant, the Chevy College football report, we will hear from some of the principals in the Nebraska-Oklahoma game. We will also hear from them on SportsCenter following this game. Stay with us now. We'll be back in a minute with more on this halftime edition of SportsCenter.
Out for a day just chasing the sun, or doing the work that's got to be done, or riding a race that's got to be won. Kawasaki. Now with a choice of 3-wheelers that offer low prices, high performance, and about everything in between. And for one more wheel of a time, check out the all-new Bayou 4-wheeler. Get the best of both worlds at your Kawasaki dealer.
You may get copies made outside your office because you think you can't afford a copier. Well, the truth is you can't afford not to own one. Because now there's the surprisingly inexpensive Sharp Z60 mini copier. It's simple to maintain, a cinch to operate, and delivers plain paper copies in a variety of colors. So get the inexpensive Sharp Z60. You don't know what you've been missing. The Sharp Z60, from sharp minds come sharp products.
College football is, of course, full of star names like Doug Flutie and Bo Jackson and Keith Byers, but there are others playing the game who are rarely noted. They usually play for small schools in games that never have national importance. Yet their stories can be special, too. Joe Zone tells us about the quarterback for Bloomsburg State.
It's true. So look at Jay Dedea. He appears pretty much like your basic college quarterback. He's a good one, too. After coming back from a knee injury, he's completed more than 50% of his passes for nearly 1,000 yards, including a school record 370 in the win that got Bloomsburg into the state title game. But Jay is not your average college quarterback, He's a 25-year-old sophomore with a wife and a couple of kids. 5 years after graduating from high school and after chasing the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Jay decided his time might be better spent chasing Bloomsburg passing records.
All right, out of high school, I was young, wanted to make some money. get all the so-called better things in life, as it just didn't work out that way. You know, decided to come back then.
But 5 years is a long time to be away from football and away from school.
It's a big jump getting back into it, you know, because you gotta prepare yourself mentally and things like that, studies. And football is a big difference too, because you're not really playing when you're at home like that, and you got to come back and, you know, learn the defenses and things like that. It's rough.
Did you think your husband was crazy when he decided after 5 years he wanted to go back to college and play football?
No, he always wanted to play football, and we thought it was a really good opportunity for him to come back to college and get a degree and play some football.
Bloomsburg coach George Landis doesn't mind having a 25-year-old sophomore quarterback, and in fact thinks it's really an advantage.
He does have a little more maturity as a person. He has responsibilities, and when you translate that experience that he's had in his life to things on the field, it's a little bit easier to communicate. And but I want to tell you, he fits in extremely well with our football team.
Some college football players bring their mom and dad to the game. Jay Dedea, Bloomsburg's 25-year-old sophomore quarterback, brings his wife and kids. This is Joe Zone reporting for ESPN.
We are at halftime of the 88th meeting between Georgia and Auburn. The Auburn Tigers leading by the score of 14-0. We will return you to Jim Simpson and Paul McGuire at Jordan-Hare Stadium in just a minute, so stay with us.
This has been Kawasaki's Halftime Report.
I hate to wait.
He hates to wait.
Well, you have to wait. So sorry.
Avis knows how frustrating it is to wait for your rental car. That's why we invented the Wizard number, so you can go right from your plane to the Avis bus.
I hate to wait.
We'll get you on your way and into your car fast. We know you hate to wait, so from reservation to return.
I hate to wait.
He hates to wait.
We're trying harder, faster.
I hate to wait.
There's 1,000 reasons to buy these batteries.
1,000?
Ever-ready rechargeable batteries. Rechargeable up to 1,000 times.
The way this family goes through batteries, rechargeables really make sense.
And this Ever-ready charger makes it easy. Just plug it in overnight for fresh, charged-up batteries. It's quick, simple, and safe.
That's terrific.
And where are you going?
I've got 1,000 things for these batteries to do.
Ever-ready rechargeable batteries. Rechargeable up to 1,000 times.
We're at halftime at Jordan-Hare Field in Auburn, Alabama, where the Tigers lead the Bulldogs by the score of 14-0. Let's take time out now to learn about the institution Auburn University.
Auburn University is on the move, making a difference in the lives of the people of Alabama. Much of the momentum is provided by the Auburn Generations Fund, a capital campaign expected to reach $68 million by year's end. The most successful campaign ever attempted in the South by a public university. That success demonstrates the support and loyalty of Auburn's alumni, the confidence of corporate and private interests in the university's educational programs, and a willingness to make an investment to help one of the South's finest institutions reach its full potential. Auburn University is on the move.
And Auburn University has a 315-member band on the field now, from the Broadway musical, the music you will hear from The Wiz, Home, and If You Believe. Auburn University Marching Band under the field direction of drum majors Deborah Martin and Owen Bailey. Halftime is about over, but before it's over, let's now hear something about the University of Georgia.
A supercomputer operating at 10 times the speed of conventional computers is an extraordinary tool for solving problems. The University of Georgia is using its supercomputer, one of only 4 on American campuses, to find the answers vital to our future. At the University of Georgia, the nation's oldest chartered state university, the newest technology is being used to continue a 200-year tradition of service to people.
The score is 14-0, and these are the statistics. And Paul, it doesn't take much to see that Auburn has dominated.
Well, you have to look at Georgia now. That's 8 quarters that they've gone and only scored 3 points and no touchdowns. Georgia is in trouble offensively. 256 yards total for Auburn. They could have been in position on a 4-yard line. They did not pick up the half yard for the first down. This game could be actually 21-0 instead of 14-0. Auburn is going to get the ball again in the second half. What Georgia must do is stop them then and get some kind of offense going. And I think they're going to have to throw the ball in order to do that.
They did not throw it effectively at all in the first half. And Kevin Butler, who is the great All-American kicker, kicked off against Florida and then never stepped on the field again. Such was the Georgia offense in that Florida game. Our score is 14-0, the Tigers of Auburn. We'll explain the Sugar Bowl situation once again when we come back to Jordan Hare Field in Auburn, Alabama. The Tigers by 2 touchdowns.
You probably can't guess where you can find all this under one roof. Probably not at the stereo store at the mall. Probably not at the TV shop. Or the computer center across town. You'll find all this at Sears. That's right, Sears.
There's more for your life at Sears.
I left the iron plugged in.
You're a beauty.
Well,
you say that every year.
Well, it's
no,
not there.
what's this? Hey.
That's the old iron.
No, the old iron.
Finding out what your homeowner's insurance covers after an accident is too late. Get a Prue review and let a Prudential agent review your coverage.
We're insured.
My jewelry?
It's covered, I think. Maybe it's not.
Be sure of what you're insured for. Get a Prue review.
My new iron.
Get a piece of the rock.
Get Prudential's Prue review. It's fast.
Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire, we're about to begin the second half. Now let us tell you again the Sugar Bowl situation. If the Southeastern Conference Executive Committee rules that Florida can play the Sugar Bowl, the Gators, who won their first ever Southeastern Conference title today, will be there. But if on Tuesday when they meet, or if they're called a telephone conference before they can't let Florida go there, then it opens up the possibility by LSU losing to Mississippi State today that Georgia, if they win tonight, will go, or Auburn, if they win tonight and go on to beat Alabama, will go. But if the SEC Executive Committee says, okay, Florida, your suspension does not start, your probation until after the first of the year, then it will be Florida in the Sugar Bowl. That's what we face as we begin the second half. Vince Dooley's club, as Butler will kick off. It'll be the first time that he has been on the field tonight. Down 14-0. And I know that while a lot of Auburn fans wait to see the results of this fans up to the game, the Gator fans, well, they've just got to wait for an executive decision. And their team has done its work.
LSU has to wait, too, because if this game ends in a tie... I got one more.
Let me give one more thing about Florida, Paul, and we neglected this. It had been announced and then denied, said in negotiations. Our congratulations to Galen Hall. Long-time assistant at Oklahoma, went down to Florida this year. Under Galen Hall, after the resignation of Charlie Pell, they were undefeated, and he is signed as the coach of the Florida Gators. Okay, now let's see what happens in this game. Possibility of the Sugar Bowl still looms. That is Fullwood in the end zone, and he is told to stay right there. So they will bring it out first and 10 at the 20, and Auburn has been just outstanding tonight. Look what they've done. Started on their own 3 and punted away, missed a field goal, then touchdown by Ware, touchdown by Washington. 4 downs. They did not pick up the first down, and at the end of the half, they punted the ball away.
All right, let's take a look at the other side of the story. It's just
You were
awful.
punter. This is good for you.
Yeah, it is awful. They got the ball. The one to the key, take a look at. They got it on Auburn's 26. The first play from scrimmage is an interception in the end zone. They have not been able to move the ball.
First down for Auburn, which has been able to move the ball. Washington pitching the ball back. Bo Jackson, and Jackson really brings the people alive. Andy Lloyd, 39. Kevin Harris, 20. Put him down. Washington, number 10. Jackson, 34. Agee, 30. Collis Campbell, 38. But remember, Fullwood, 22. Ware, 36. Collins, 23. Jesse, 25 have all played at the first half. And your wide receivers have been Gaines and Buford, and no, Freddie Wiggin has not put in an appearance. He's got that hamstring pull, and we may not see him tonight. Jeff Parks, the tight end, 82, is wide to the left. Second down and 4, Washington. He's been picture perfect tonight, and there's Gaines, and Gaines has got the first down across the 35, and the Tigers open up just as they ended. Very, very effectively on offense and defense.
Jim, that time on Gaines, they had double coverage. Tony Flack is the cornerback out there. He dropped way off. The safety or the linebacker did not get out to the outside, and when Gaines made the break to the outside, there wasn't anybody within 6 yards of him. That's a gutsy call. You get 6 or 7 yards on first down and come back and throw. I like it.
First down from the 36. Auburn has controlled the football game. Bo Jackson gets nowhere. Andy Lloyd, Donald Chumley, Henry Harris, Kenny Sims, and Carlisle Hewitt, the front 5. Culpepper and Boswell are your linebackers. Flack and Harris, your cornerbacks, and Little and Sanchez, your safeties. 75,000 estimated crowd tonight, even though the capacity is a little bit less than 75,000 as far as seating is concerned, but a lot of folks are standing. Oldest rivalry of the South. This is the 88th meeting, and very little to choose. Meaning on the career situation. That's Agee being ridden over there and down by Culpepper. And Auburn has not won against Georgia here at Jordan-Hare Field since 1974.
Now here's an interesting thing. Auburn, the wide receivers bring into play. Buford, 11, Gaines. They just replaced 4 offensive linemen with 4 backup offensive linemen on third down and about 7.
It's almost impossible with Auburn to set an offense or a defense. They keep shuffling so many people in. Here comes Bo Jackson way wide to the left as a flanker. And Pat Washington is looking, and down he goes. And the first man to get there was Chumley bending over. He didn't put him down. Harris did, but Chumley was the first to get there. And now here's something different. Auburn will have to kick away. Doesn't get the first down.
Watch to the right of your screen. You're going to see Chumley come in. Pat Washington thinks he has all kinds of time. Chumley is there. It gets help from Harris, but Chumley is the man that really put the heat on.
Auburn to kick the ball away. Harold says, I've got it. Barrett gets. 20 question becomes. They haven't scored in 2 games. Can Georgia score?
Over the years, a lot of small businesses have developed their own systems of communicating.
Yes, sir. Eric, talk to
But
Derek.
now there's a better way. Meet the Merlin system from AT&T. Merlin's a telephone, an intercom, a conference caller, and has dozens of features you can select.
Anderson.
So Merlin can grow as your small business grows. Call about Merlin. AT&T Information Systems, when you've got to be right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new 1985 Colts from Japan. Colts represent automotive quality.
Konnichiwa. Sayonara.
Like the economical Colt 3-door, the stylish new 4-door sedan, the exciting turbo, the versatile Colt Vista.
The new 1985 Colts.
入るか出てるか決めてくださいよ。
Imported for Dodge and Plymouth. Built by Mitsubishi in Japan.
No, no.
Colt. It's all the Japanese you need to know.
Tonight's game from Auburn brought to you by the 4,200 investment executives of Payne Weber in more than 285 offices nationwide. Thank you, Payne Weber. Now, the big question for Auburn and Georgia fans. Can Auburn hold? Can Georgia move the football? Ron Jackson, the man in motion. Andre Smith carries the ball across the 30-yard line. A pickup of 4. It is 2nd down and 6. Ben Thomas to make the stop with Greg Carr.
Okay, the defense for Georgia did what they had to do. They stopped Auburn on the first possession in the second half. And again, you're right, Jim. The offense must move the ball.
14-0 Auburn. Georgia first possession, second half. Whoops, Ron Jackson hit in the backfield by Ben Thomas and gets away and picks up a yard or 2. Kevin Green puts him down.
Ben Thomas seems to be spending a lot of time in the Georgia backfield.
It is 3rd down, Paul. Herman Archie comes in. Take Hockaday out. That Dye looking on. 3rd down. Auburn fans want the football back. On the ball out here, they got a man, Cassius Osborne. And that's a 1st down, and that is the biggest offensive play of the night for the Bulldogs of Georgia.
All right, let's take a look. Now, there's Mike Weaver blocking on it, breaking to the inside. Now, take a look. He not only gets 1 man, he gets 2 men. Gerald Williams, number 98, is the man he knocks flat. We just take a look at there. Osborne gets the ball with 2 feet inbound. You only need 1, but he got 2 feet, and at the time, Williams had enough time to throw the football.
They're almost in field goal range for Kevin Butler now to get him on the board. But it's a 1st down at the 44-yard line, and well, what is happening? The officials are over on the sideline, and it's the clock that has stopped, apparently, and the walkie-talkies are out. And we will take time right here. Always a big ball game, Auburn and Georgia. And a lot of folks thought it's going to mean nothing. Well, it could still mean nothing except for pride. And there are 9 different Bowl Scouts here. And the man that's trying to field a lot of the questions is the representative from the Sugar Bowl. And he's saying, look, I'm not saying a word until after we hear from the executive committee of the Southeastern Conference. But then again, you start wondering, what do you do if the Southeastern Conference does rule against Florida and Auburn does win? Then they got to wait to December 1st before they knew who does what. Well,
Jim,
let's not get into all that.
No, but Jim, I think that ruling should have been made as soon as the ruling was made on Florida.
I agree. The Gators have done their job on the field. They have penalized for some of their actions and either slapped their wrists and say your probation begins now, and they waited and waited and waited, and now I think the executive committee is in a bind because, after all, either way they rule, they're going to get some flack. They're going to get some flack if they rule against Florida from the Florida fans and folks and supporters. Then they may get some flack from on the other side if they go ahead and said, yes, Florida about to go on probation can go. We don't know what's going to happen, but it is a big brouhaha, and with Bowl Scouts from 9 different scouts here, and South Carolina also losing today, and Nebraska also losing today. All the Bowl Scouts have just thrown up their hands and say, what's going on?
Jim, correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't the players that were involved in that probation, aren't they still playing for Florida? I think they are.
Sorry?
The players at Florida that were involved in that thing, they're still playing.
Sure. Well, here's the SEC of the last 4 games. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. Last year, Auburn. Auburn went down and beat Michigan in the Sugar Bowl, and Georgia was then invited to the Cotton Bowl where they knocked off Texas. Clock is broken and now shows 6:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. You know that's not right. So they'll keep the time on the field. Lars Tate makes his first appearance, tailback number 32. He swings out in motion for Georgia, a freshman. And they give the ball to Andre Smith, and Andre Smith busts it up the middle inside the 30. Andre Smith to the 19-yard line. And Georgia down 14-0 as the 1st down inside the Auburn 20. Vic Beasley and Kevin Green make the saving tackle.
They're putting the backs in motion. Tate went in motion, which opens it up the middle. Now take a look at car 54 is being blocked. The play was overrun by McCurdy, the linebacker. He went too far by the hole. Smith, great running downfield. The blocking was there. He drops the ball, but he was hit in the ground again, cannot cause the fumble.
Herman Archie wide to the left, and the Auburn fans now realize that the Bulldogs might do something here. And Smith gets inside the 15. And McCurdy makes the stop along with Vic Beasley.
Okay, Keith Johnson is the center, number 61. His job is to block one-on-one with Hallman, the nose tackle. He does open the hole. Take a look at there's Smith coming in. McCurdy doesn't get over. Jim, Tom Powell, who started at strong safety, number 9, has a twisted knee and will not be back in the ball game.
Second down. Got a good man behind him, Arthur Johnson. And Smith gets down to about the 16. Now, everybody's yelling because they thought Auburn stopped it, but really, Smith got down inside the 15 and they marked the ball just about at the 12. So that is a pickup, and it's third down and a couple of yards.
3 straight running plays to the fullback. Now watch Smith. Andre Smith comes in, and there's Hallman, excuse me, number 94. But again, you're right. Smith just keeping his legs moving.
Lars Tate with Harold Hamilton on defense, asking the crowd to whoop it up, so it'll be difficult for Todd Williams, and he's got to call timeout. Lars Hallman said, come on, everybody, get the noise going. They got the noise going, and Williams came up and said, I call timeout. Auburn leads 14-0.
Investing these days is a little bit like you playing tennis against Jimmy Connors. You're going to need all the professional help you can get. Payne Weber can supply that help. A full range of services and financial advice to help you make those difficult decisions. Because at Payne Weber, we believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investments.
Hey, great match. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Payne Weber. Next time I'm with those guys on my team, okay?
You can't be calculating without a calculating mind.
Now what? I don't know, but they're doing it fast.
Canon's 350 makes 30 copies a minute.
They're doing it in color. The connivers.
Canon's 350 can zoom to precise image sizes and remember them.
They got it in sets already. Already? They're finished. If they're finished, we're finished.
Canon's NP350, the copier with the calculating mind. For more information, call toll-free 1-800-OK-Canon.
Tomorrow, Tom Clements leads the Hamilton Tiger Cats against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the CFL's Grey Cup game. See it live tomorrow.
That must be the youngest Reuter, the War Eagles Tiger team in attendance. Big play, third down, about 2 to go for Georgia inside the Auburn 15. And they do not show the eye for the first time. Oh, they got a man wide open and don't get the ball to him. That is Lars Tate. And it's fourth down.
Jim, that looked like 22. Is that Tony Mangrum out to the outside? I think it is.
Right.
And that ball was not, I mean, you're absolutely right. He was wide open. And now they're going to settle for the field goal. They've got to get some points on the board. They've got to get the feeling that they can move the ball and score. And with Butler there,
they know that Mangrum was open. Now this should be duck soup for Butler, who is an All-American, but it is necessary, too, for points on the board for Georgia from 29 yards. Kevin Butler puts it up all the leg in the world, and he's got it. And for the first time, Georgia is on the board with a 29-yard field goal by Kevin Butler. It is 14-3, Auburn leading third quarter.
You're looking at America's favorite work clothes. More men wear Dickies work sets than any other. Women, too. From pants to coveralls. From shirts to shoes to underwear. From gloves to socks to outerwear. Dickies makes everything in work clothes. But who says you have to work in them?
Out for a day just chasing the sun, or doing the work that's got to be done, or riding a race that's got to be won. Kawasaki. Now with a choice of three-wheelers that offer low prices, high performance, and about everything in between. And for one more wheel of a time, check out the all-new Bayou four-wheeler. Get the best of both worlds at your Kawasaki dealer.
college football, the All-American game.
Next Saturday, the Arkansas Razorbacks look to cut a path to the goal line against SMU. It's ESPN's exclusive live CFA showdown next Saturday.
Kevin Butler has Georgia on the scoreboard, which is not working the clock as you look at Fullwood deep. 8:15 to go in the third quarter is what it is. And they let that go out, and that's going to bring it out to the 30-yard line. Did it hit in, or if it carried through, comes out to the 30?
I think it carried through, and it's going to come out to the 30. That's the rule I don't like. It punishes a good kickoff man.
So it gives Auburn the extra 10 yards. They'll start at the 30-yard line. And Campbell, Agee, and Jackson will be the running backs. Pat Washington is in there. Leighton Buford is the wide receiver. Auburn dominated the first half. They picked up a first down on their first possession and only possession in the second half, then had to kick the ball away, and Georgia came up with 3. That's Ron Middleton, the tight end, setting up on the far side. And this is Thomas Campbell, and Campbell with Sanchez trying to ride him down, picked up about 7 yards.
Thomas Campbell, he's strong, and he does. He carries Sanchez for about 3 yards. Who's on there? Schuler. They changed so many people over there. The right side of that offensive line blocking. No, that's Searles. Number 60 is over there now. But look at, you see Campbell come in. After he's hit, picks up 3 yards. Power.
Second down and 3. Fullback's got the ball, and Agee is shy of the first down. The stripe there on your left, of course, is the 40-yard line. That's where they've got to get it. So it's third down and a little bit more than a yard to go for the first down.
Bo Jackson territory.
Agee had 2 big runs in that first half, each one of them setting up the score.
One time, Agee had 5 carries for 103 yards.
Let me correct myself. One set up the possibility of a field goal, which was missed. The second set up the score. Third and short, and there's that man again, Bo Jackson, and he stumbles with a clear field ahead of him. Sanchez gave him a little. Jackson tore away, but had lost his balance.
I'll tell you, Sanchez is going to be sore after this game, and look at the balance of Bo Jackson. I said it's Bo Jackson territory. Look at the blockers. Agee out front. Campbell's out there out front, but here comes Sanchez, 31. Look at the shoulder drop. Sanchez, he got up shaking his head, trips him up. Black comes in and falls on him. Man has power.
From the 46-yard line, first down. Clock not running. I would imagine a little bit, about 7.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Washington throws it deep, and there's Buford. Touchdown. 45-yard touchdown strike for Pat Washington. Buford catches his third touchdown. Washington throws his fourth.
Jim, Clayton Buford just runs away from Tony Flack, number 8, the cornerback. Washington's got all kinds of time. The blocking is there, just perfect protection. But watch, when you see Clayton Buford down there, look at Flack, nowhere to be found.
That's two pretty good defensive backs in Flack and Sanchez, and Buford had them all. McGinney coming in. Who had the extra point, and Auburn, which saw Georgia get a field goal, comes back with 7 points of its own. And so now it is 21-3 Auburn. And Georgia has a big job ahead.
Working hard against the clock could mean perspiration odor. Gillette's right guard stick is so potent, one application destroys odor-causing bacteria on contact and for up to 24 hours.
If you're serious about business, you're already investing a lot of time and money and effort in your career. Now think for a second. Isn't your career, your future, worth 42 cents a day more?
Save $7.50 off the cover price with a subscription to the Wall Street Journal. Order 19 weeks for $39. Phone toll-free 800-372-3000. That's 19 weeks, just $39. And save $7.50. Phone 800-372-3000.
Auburn hasn't beaten Georgia here in 10 years, but Clayton Buford's third touchdown catch of 46 yards from Pat Washington will give the Tigers a chance tonight and keep their Sugar Bowl hopes alive. I think both teams are going to bowls regardless of which one. But the big prize in the Southeastern Conference is the Sugar. Getting to kick off. Laylock is going to bring this out. Great speed, but nowhere to go. Down he goes. Brought down by Alvin Briggs, a cornerback inside the 20-yard line.
All right, Jim, we talked about Clayton Buford outrunning the secondary, but watch where Pat Washington puts this ball. Away from the defender, you see Flack not even close. Clayton Buford running away from Flack and to the ball. That was a perfect pass.
First down from the 16-yard line. Lots of time to go. Clock not working. About 6 minutes in the third quarter. Todd Williams running out, has a man open and caught. And that is Herman Archie. And they're saying that he was out of bounds. Now Archie says they knocked me out of bounds.
That's right. He's got to have the opportunity to come down in bounds. The question is, can he come down in bounds? Now this time, Todd Williams comes out, play action, rolls to his right. Now we'll watch and see if he sets up. Going forward out to the outside. Here's the shot. Now Archie has a chance to come down in bounds.
I thought so too. I thought he just carried out of bounds there. I think that hurt Georgia. Second down. Williams dropping straight back, has the time out of the backfield is Quan Jackson. Oh, he runs right into Greg Carr. Right into Greg Carr at the 22-yard line. And it's third down and 4.
All right, now we talked earlier in the season about Carr where he didn't adjust to the pass. Now watch, he sees play action. Now he knows he's got to get back, and he also has to keep his eye on the back coming out of the backfield. That's Jackson. Once the pass is made, watch what he does. Gets himself square up in a football position, makes the tackle, saves the first down.
Third down and 4. Georgia needs the first. Auburn gets the ball back. Go out there, and the ball is dropped across the way. And Craig Carr had a lot to do with that. The intended receiver is Andre Smith out of the backfield, and Georgia must punt it away again. Chip Andrews is out.
This ball hits Andre Smith. Carr's beaten right here. Watch where the ball hits. It hit him in the face mask, and then afterwards they just sandwiched him between Carr and Briggs.
Gain is the deep man. Andrews in to punt the ball away.
That average.
Look how many. This is his 6th punt. And we're midway through the third quarter. High. Good punt. Gaines back inside the 25. And Gaines is just buried at about the 26-yard line. And now we'll try to get all these bowls in at ESPN will carry. And reminding you again that nobody really knows who's going to be in what. California, Independence, Holiday, BYU. You might wake up on Monday morning and find that Brigham Young is #1 in the country. We do know they'll host the Holiday Bowl, the Aloha Bowl out in Hawaii, the Blue Bonnet Bowl the night of the 31st, followed out to the Rose Bowl, which you'll see later that week, and then we head on to Japan and to do the Ricoh Japan Bowl, which is an all-star game, which you'll see live here on ESPN. Big bowl schedule. First down, Auburn. Washington, who is impressed tonight, carries the football and is wrestled down. That's a good defensive play there. And making that play was Jake Richardson. Andy Loy also there. Numbers 99 and 39. Second down.
I've been practicing my Japanese. What? Hi.
Ohio.
No, just hi. Hi means, can I help you?
Well, I tell you, practice on picking the Chevrolet players of the game, because we will have to pick them. And on behalf of Chevrolet, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each university and the name of that player for each team that we pick. Second down, and here's the pitch back, and this man is ridden down, Collis Campbell. Now all of a sudden, led by Flack, the Georgia defense rises up, and Andy Loy's in on that again too. And it's third down and long for Auburn. And Vince Dooley may see, even though it's 21-3, a glimmer of hope. It's the pass at Vernon after he got off. 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go, third quarter.
Clock running. The clocks here at either end of the stadium are both out. They're 15 minutes right now.
They're going to try again starting the fourth quarter.
I hope
so. Washington pitches the ball back to Bo Jackson, and this time they've got him behind the line of scrimmage. And it is fourth down. And Auburn will have to give up the football.
You watched Pat Washington come out that time. He saw all the defenders out there waiting on him. He said, well, I'll just give it to you, Bo. Because you can break tackles. Here comes Bo to the outside. Washington comes down. Just no chance for Bo to go anywhere. Jesse, number 25, is out there in front. Doesn't make any difference.
Whistles blow. Harrell is a deep man.
Georgia is now taking their second timeout.
Why?
Because they had 12 men on the field.
That's a good reason. Oh, timeout has been called. Vince Dooley, graduate of Auburn, now in charge of the Bulldogs. Matter of fact, this is his 21st year. This year, beat Southern Miss, beat Clemson on the 60-yard field goal by Kevin Butler, lost to South Carolina, beat Alabama, beat Mississippi. They were just rolling right along. Beat Vanderbilt, high scoring, took Kentucky easily. Then they sputtered offensively and eked out a 13-3 win over Memphis State, not scoring a touchdown in the second half. Then they were shut out by Florida throughout the entire ball game and lost. And they were shut out in the first half tonight. And the next game is Georgia Tech on December the 1st down in Athens. Nice-looking group of people in Auburn, Alabama. As linebacker Greg Carr said, Auburn is a great place to go to school and play football.
Because that's all there is. That is. That's all there is.
He said that's why Auburn is here.
Wait a minute. They got guys jumping all over the place.
Now, I tell you what, the man who looked as though he jumped offside was Georgia's Henry Williams, a freshman, but immediately he did what the good linemen do. He pointed at the offensive line and said, they move.
Well, John Daly, number 96, is playing. He's a defensive end, but he's playing offensive tackle on the punt team, and he is the man that moved.
And so they're going to call it against Auburn. 21-3 our score, third quarter, Auburn.
Fucking good, baby, fucking good.
After 88 meetings, should Auburn win tonight, there would be just one game difference in the one-loss column after 88 meetings.
You leave it for Frazier. Offense. Penalty is 5 yards. 4th and 15 from the 23.
Hell, the deep man. Georgia needs some big plays. They're down by 18 points. Whoops. Wobbly punt. No fair catch by Harrell. And Harrell gets out near the 45-yard line. And Georgia at least has outstanding field position. A lot of strange scores and happenings today in college football. Here's something of those things that are going on tonight. Fullerton State over New Mexico State. 20-0. Florida State taking Tennessee Chattanooga. Iowa and Minnesota to have 7 all. Iowa's chance of going to the Rose Bowl is gone. Memphis State fair lead over Tulane. Wyoming losing to University of Texas at El Paso. UTEP. Look at this. Uh-oh.
Don't put that
Citadel
score
of
up.
Paul McGuire went down to the feet. Here's Williams back to throw. Williams throws at a crowd, and a good catch by Hockaday. First down, Georgia, in Auburn territory at the 41-yard line. Greg Carr put him down.
Okay, Kevin Green now. He's the outside defensive end. He's coming in. That's Smith blocking on him. Look at Smith. That's the fullback doing a job. Good blocking.
Remember, the clock is not running. We are late in the third quarter. Oh, here's a reverse to Lane, but they're at home over there, and he's got to cut it back this way and does a good job. Lane gets down inside the 35-yard line. Kevin Green puts him down, number 90. Lane went over there, and the man was playing contain on the outside. The only way he had to go was back to the middle.
Jim, there's an absolute clip on the outside. Anderson, number 64, clipped and it was never called, and the official is standing right there.
Ball at the 34-yard line, second down, and 4 to go. That's Tate in motion. Williams over the middle and not caught. That was Cassius Osborne, has had one big catch tonight. It is third down and 4.
That's the third time that we've seen Williams underthrow the receiver.
Hey, look at that. Washington State and Washington, always a battle. But Washington, after losing, Yale defeated Harvard. Third down, 4 to go. 21-3. Williams throws. It is caught out here by the tight end, Scott Williams, and he's got a first down inside the 30-yard line. Put down by Arthur Johnson. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Marks the ball at the 28.
Nice soft throw. See Williams coming out, just lays the ball out for his tight end to pick it up. Johnson's coming in, number 40. And remember, again, Tom Powell twisted a knee with the starting strong safety. But they say about Auburn in their secondary, Jim, this is their strong point. They have 2 great strong safeties.
Now they've got 2 wide receivers to the left. The first time I recall that, they put Tate in motion to the left. And they send Smith back up the middle, and he gets a few yards inside the 25-yard line. Ben McCurdy to make the stop with Harold Holman. Everything went left, and Smith went up the middle.
Harold Holman, he's playing over Keith Johnson, the center. Here's Harold Holman, double team, and it still gets back into play. Doesn't make much help. He helps out on the tackle. He wouldn't have made the tackle, but he got the ball carrier got knocked into him. That's good play by the nose tackle.
Again, Archie and Hockaday go wide to the left. Let's see if they put Tate in motion left. This time they do not. They give the ball to Tate. He's got good speed, but he does not have the first down. It's going to be third down and 5 or 6 yards to go from inside the 25-yard line. Hallman again in on a tackle. You can see number 94 getting up.
And Hallman does the job again. Now watch Smith, the fullback. He's got a block to the outside. Gets a piece of his man. That's all he has to do. But watch who's going to come in here. 94, the nose guard. Hallman.
21-3 Auburn. Third down. 5 to go. Georgia inside the Auburn 25. Todd Williams puts it up for Tron Jackson, and no good. Broken up in the end zone. Triple coverage around Jackson, the intent receiver, with Porter getting his hands on the football. It is fourth down, and I believe Butler is going to come out.
Jim, that's the third time now that we've seen Todd Williams hang the ball in the air and give the defense a chance to get back there. Now, you kick the field goal, okay, 21-6. Only 15 down, 2 touchdowns, two-point conversions. You got the win, so this is a smart thing to do.
31-yard field goal by Butler, who has kicked one, up 29. All-American kicker. This is down, lots of leg. Question is, it's good, and it's 21-6 with 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Auburn has scored all the touchdowns. Georgia hasn't scored a touchdown since the first half of the Memphis State game. Well, this is the second game they've played since that game, so well over 2 complete games, and the Bulldogs still looking for a touchdown. Bulldog dominance in the Southeastern Conference under Vince Dooley. They were champions in 80, 81, and 82. They didn't make it last year. Knocked off in this game. Played at Athens, Georgia. Great game that was. So Auburn went to the Sugar Bowl, and as we told you, Georgia went on to the Cotton Bowl. I'm sure you know all that.
And Auburn will be very content with giving Georgia field goals while they're scoring touchdowns.
Tell you what, Vince Dooley has had great success in the Southeastern Conference. But the team that has hurt him in the last couple of years has been Auburn, which is having great success in the South. 21-6. A little bit better than a quarter yet to play. This is a very short kickoff, and Fullwood picks it up and is not going to get out to the 15-yard line. First and 10 from there. Now, next Saturday night, Paul and I will move into the Southwestern Conference. Arkansas and Southern Methodist will be the game in Texas Stadium, and both ball clubs won today. That'll be 7:30 Eastern time, and when you talk about Arkansas, especially, there might be a bowl game in their future. Next weekend is the big time to extend the bowl invitations. But after today's shocking losses by teams, and of course Florida's win, but still hanging over their head is the executive committee of the Southeastern Conference decision. They don't know whether or not they're going to be able to go or not. Oh, look at this. Charging offside is Ron Middleton, the tight end. But it's going to be first down and 15 from inside the 10.
You got to believe that I had to believe that he thought they were going on the first sound because they were just getting set when Middleton came off the line of scrimmage. Now they're taking Middleton out.
And bringing in Buford, who caught the 46-yard touchdown pass. And you show the Auburn fans, and they are happy. 50 seconds to go, third quarter. Each team has one more game to play. They're state rivals. Auburn plays Alabama. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. Washington turned the ball on the pitch back, and they're not going to get much out of that. Thomas Campbell run out of bounds over there by Tony Flack, the cornerback over there on the play. But now to second down and about 12.
That's dangerous. That really is dangerous in this part of the field when you're throwing out there. But he had two people he could throw the ball to. He could throw it to either Jackson or Campbell going down the line of scrimmage. The fake to A.G. here. All right, he comes down the line of scrimmage. Now look, when he turns up, he has a chance to throw the ball. Bo Jackson's there. He said, okay, Campbell, if you want it, you have it.
40 seconds to go, third quarter. And not much there for Carlos Campbell again. And it'll be third down and 9 yards to go. Maybe 8.
That should just about run the quarter out.
And then they'll be able to start that clock again. Big game always, the oldest football rivalry in the South. This is the 88th meeting. The first time these two teams met was in 1892. And they played the game in February of that year, not in the fall. Washington does not get the first down. Underline it is fourth. Larry Brown, listed as an offensive in on defense, makes the stop. Time running out. Third quarter is over. War Eagle, and the fans have to be happy.
Well, moms and dads the world around give their kids the same old sound. Got to go to school, be a big success. They wouldn't settle for anything less. Now they've learned whatever you seek, you'll help yourself to reach your peak. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Need a trade? Looking for a skill? They have hundreds to fit the bill. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Want more school? Don't have the bread. They'll help pay to get you ahead. Talking Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Mom and Dad, they'll want to shout. He's made it big, there's no doubt. Thanks, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Both neighbors just bought garage door openers. Ralph bought old chain drive, but Herb got Genie Track Drive, the chainless opener. Herb's lucky. Track Drive really is the easiest to install and never needs grease or adjusting. Buy Track Drive and get a little help from me, or buy Chain Drive and go it alone. Track Drive, the easiest to install. Only Genie has it.
You can't have it all. Who says you can't have pinstripes and rock and roll? Who says you can't taste life without it taking its toll? Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light. Super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Have it all.
King Edward cigars. Think about the taste. Think about the price. It makes a man want to smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. King Edward cigars. Smoke 'em.
Pinstripes and rock and roll. Who says you taste life without it taking its toll? Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light.
super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can have it all.
King Edward cigars. Think about the taste. Think about the price. It makes a man want to smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. Smoke 'em. King Edward cigars. Smoke 'em.
From Auburn, Alabama, Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire. We begin the final quarter with Lewis Coburn to kick the ball away for Auburn. Wow, he just got it out in time, and a high kick, and Hale calls for a fair catch at the 43-yard line. So 9 seconds go off the clock as we begin the fourth quarter. There is Uga, University of Georgia. Isn't that something? I like him. I think he's handsome.
He's beautiful. Character in his face. So this,
I love it.
This punt by Colbert was almost blocked. He bobbled the ball a little bit and taking too much time coming right up the middle was number 52, Henry Harris, and almost got it.
Now let's see what Georgia can do. They need points and fast with just about 15 minutes of playing time left. They throw the ball out here to Todd Jackson. Jackson with blockers in front of him inside the 40-yard line and down to the 35-yard line. The screen to Jackson picks up a first down. Porter and Bone put him down, but Georgia needs some big plays like that to get back in the game.
Ron Jackson, this is a beautiful screen. They execute this very well. You're going to see outside is Bolton, 66, 61 is Johnson. They get out and block. Number 64 is Anderson. Pick up a first down inside the 40, 36-yard line.
Williams running the football, and boy, that's a move, and he's got a first down. Down to the 25-yard line. Made Hill and Johnson put him down. Georgia looking for its first touchdown in 9 quarters of play.
Todd Williams does a smart thing. Now look, he's drifting towards the line of scrimmage. Sees no one open. People are waiting for him to run with the football, throw the football. Bone, number 51, the linebacker, misses. Another first down. Georgia on the move.
Archie, the man in motion. And Smith up the middle, and Smith gets 3 or 4 yards. Now, again, we must say, this is the fourth quarter. We've been saying it all along. Florida has won its first Southeastern Conference title or share of it in history today. But hanging over the heads is the decision of the Executive Committee of the Southeastern Conference because of setting probation. Do they go on it after the Sugar Bowl day and all of them go, or are they on it and can't go? In which case, Auburn or Georgia could go, because LSU lost this afternoon. And there's Williams, and he's very close to a first down. The handoff to Smith never quite came about, and Todd Williams takes the ball down to about the 16-yard line. Very close to the first down.
Well, Todd Williams, they're half a yard short, but Todd Williams did the smart thing. When he missed the handoff to Smith, he just turned it up and went straight ahead, not trying to finesse anyone, running around with the football, went right up the middle and picked up 4 yards.
A little bit less than 13 minutes to go, 21-6 Auburn. Georgia trying for its touchdown, but they need a first down here. Time is called for some reason. Officials run in.
Clock problems again.
And what is it, the clock again?
Yeah, Jim, you know, the last time Georgia was moving the ball, they had a clock problem. Now, I know that they're not playing games on the sideline, but they had a clock problem. Slows down the momentum. Here they are again, moving the ball down the field. Third down in short yardage. Another clock problem. This hurts Georgia.
Clock just isn't moving, or moving too fast. All-time scoring leaders are DeHaas. He has tied Tony Dorsett in the game tonight for Arizona State, kicking a field goal. And Kevin Butler, you can see him. And by the way, John Lee of UCLA kicked his 29th field goal of the year today. That's an NCAA record. Third down and short. Don't know. Hallman rose up to meet Andre Smith. And He'll probably go for it, I would imagine, if Paul, if he didn't make it.
All right, here comes Smith in again. Does he have a chance to get up and over? It doesn't look like it. He just lowered his shoulder. He was not going to go up and over. It depends on where they mark the ball. From that angle, and it always is a problem on television. They say, well, he should have had it. We don't know. But they have to get the ball. I think it's going to be just a tad short. I've been wrong once tonight. Just a little bit short.
That's short. All the clock problems here. Georgia must think they are snake bitten against Florida last week. The clock was out the entire first half. Now they're having trouble with it the second half of this game.
Somebody stole the button.
Gotta go, and again, Holman turns around and asks the people to whip it up. Not for necessarily excitement and support, but it's awfully difficult to hear that snap.
You bet. You can't, when they're yelling like that, there's no way to audibilize at the line of scrimmage if you are going to audibilize. No, I don't know.
I don't know. That's Tom Jackson. Dick, that is that Jackson getting up.
That was Mangrum. Was that 22, Mangrum?
Again. 22, not 25.
Now, I think this time they're going to get it by the nose of the ball. There's Ben Thomas. He's down there eyeballing everything.
Well, I can't tell. There they got it. All right.
Cooley just went
at the 16.
All right, this Mangrum, number 22, going in. At the first initial stop, looked like they had him right there. Now that's the stop. He got up and moved a little bit, but he got the first down just by the nose of the ball. That's a tough half yard.
Clock apparently is okay again. It shows 12 minutes to go in this 21-6 game. Mangrum stays in the ball game. Wow. Almost lost the football there. Carr gets Smith the ball carrier. And second down and 8 to go from the 14-yard line.
Smith has been running pretty well up the middle, and now it looks like Auburn's checking the middle. Watch that little swing pass to the outside where they end up with a third guy out there, and they end up in trips formation where the linebacker has to cover the back.
Archie Hockaday to the right. Jackson has checked back in. Hockaday, the man in motion. On second down, here's Williams turning it up. Oh, did Carr put a hit on him? And it's third down and about 6 to go.
Carr just comes in, gets himself under control just at the hole. You see Williams fakes there to Smith, and when he turns up number 54 right here, bang! He hits Williams. Williams goes back. That's a perfect tackle.
Third down. Got to throw. 6 to go. 21-6 Auburn. Georgia with the ball. Tom Jackson in motion. Williams looks back up. Watch out, run, and does not a good play there by Arthur Johnson. And Kevin Butler's coming out again.
Jimmy had Tron Jackson wide open in the flat because what happened, they had Carr trying to cover him. But when that happens, Johnson makes the play. Look at Williams. He's looking to the outside. He did not look at Tron. He faked the ball, came back up inside, and here comes Johnson, number 40, right at the legs. Down Williams goes. Out comes Butler.
There's a face mask for holding against Auburn. I saw Todd Williams, while you're doing the replay, wave Butler off the field. And the reason was, I thought, well, gee, Todd wants to go for it, but obviously he heard that there was a discussion. No flag was actually thrown.
In the end zone, Jim, there was a flag downfield.
Way in the end zone. Okay. I was looking on the field of play down in front of me, Paul, and I didn't see it, but now an official is walking out of the end zone on the far side. Now, if it is holding, as it is, it's first down, no matter how many yards they get here or where they mark it from. 10.5 minutes to go. Georgia scores here. They are in the ball game. They've been just pecking away, pecking away. That was Pat Dye. They'll move it to the 6-yard line. Robert Aye, the referee. And they've got to move those sticks. Now they're saying it must be a dead ball foul because they just moved it up and there's no first down. On the holding We must have missed something, Paul. Oh, touchdown coming up to Scott Williams. Beautiful fake by Todd Williams. And he put to Scott Williams. Beautiful.
I thought for a second they're going to go for, I think they're going to go for two, and I think they are.
Almost.
All right, Todd Williams, watch the fake. It looked like it was going to be a bootleg. When he does that, he just tucks it back in. Sees Williams, Scott Williams, number 30 in the end zone, absolutely no one around him. Watch this beautiful fake right here. The fake was the Mangrum, number 22. Back to the outside. That is the safety or the corner's man on that side. Touchdown. Now they're going for two.
Todd Williams running for his life, puts in the end zone, and Hockaday can't get it. Well, the score remains 21-12. 10-11 to go. The Bulldogs have scored for the first time in better than 9 quarters and are back in the ball game.
Bronco 2 never made it. S10 Blazer 4x4 never made it. No four-wheeler ever made it until the new Jeep Cherokee became the first to win all 3 4x4 of the Year awards in 1984. And only Cherokee has an optional intercooled turbo diesel engine, a choice of 2 or 4 doors, and room for 5. Get triple award-winning Cherokee performance or the luxury of the new Wagoneer, only in a Jeep.
It's the only body you'll ever have. Make the most of it. And if you're serious about exercise, and you should be, why not the best? Nautilus for the home. For full information about the new and revolutionary Nautilus for the home, call toll-free 1-800-445-9000. That's 1-800-445-9000.
Tonight's game brought to you by the Jeep Corporation. There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep. Sellout crowd. Vince Dooley's team is back in it, 21-12. Had they been good on that two-point conversion, they, of course, would have been with a touchdown and an extra point. And now, taken back there by Fullwood. Fullwood, and Auburn gets great field position on the return by Brett Fullwood. But a 96-yard touchdown return of a kickoff against Southern Miss, but this does a good job against Georgia.
Yeah, Brett Fullwood, look at it. It looked like he would have been pinned into the sideline, but he gets excellent blocking by the special teams. He breaks that move back to the inside. There's a missed tackle there, and Brett Fullwood, that's John Little, number 19, missed the tackle. Brett Fullwood brings the ball out to the 48-yard line. Great field position.
Auburn trying to get going what they had going for much of the first half. The touchdown has been by the pass. Here's Bo Jackson. Look out, and Jackson goes down. Sanchez was the man up top that we could see. Bill Mitchell down at the bottom. And Tony Flack was also over there. He is explosive. Runs the 40 and 4.22.
Did you see him explode in the hole? Now we're going to take a look at Mitchell here, number 56. Now watch. You're going to see him come. Here comes Bo Jackson. Makes a good hit. Sanchez is right there with him. But Bo Jackson, you say good hit. He picked up 6 yards.
2nd and 4 from the 46 of Georgia. 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
Just keep giving it to Bo.
Auburn by 9. Ware in at fullback. That's Chumley taking on Collis Campbell head on, and Campbell may have taken Chumley for the first down.
I was going to say, that's Collis Campbell taking on Chumley. The offensive backs for Auburn, they run with such power. Bo Jackson is yelling at the crowd to pick it up. But Bo, I don't think you want him to yell and scream when you have the ball so you can't hear the audible, unless you don't use audible.
That is the first down at the 41-yard line. Agee is checked back into the ball game. Less than 9 minutes to go. Quite a game. Possibly a big bowl at stake. Washington hands off the ball to Agee. Agee broke a couple of those runs back in the first half. This time he only picks up a couple of yards, and that's all. Chumley, who got hurt in the first half, his right foot apparently hurt, has come back and has played a good ball game to tackle tonight. He again is in on that tackle.
The defense of Georgia, you know, they've given up 1 touchdown here in the second half, 2 in the first half. But I tell you, they're playing very well. Now they've got to really stop them. And when you change so many players as Auburn has done, Jim, that wears the defense down throughout the course of the game.
We're back in. There's Bo Jackson looking for running room. Chumley's in on the tackle again. Knox Culpepper is over there. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. They're running in their plays with their fullbacks.
Watch Bo Jackson, though. Now watch what he'll do. A little stutter step here. He's looking for the blocking. He gets the blocking. Now he explodes into the hole. All he had to do is get Middleton, the tight end, out of the way. Yeah, the big problem is going to be for Georgia. Now, they're down by 9 points. They've already taken 2 timeouts in the second half. They have 1 remaining.
Tim Jesse checks in for Bo Jackson. Here's Washington pitching back out to Collis Campbell, and a good play made there by Andy Lloyd. And it'll be 4th down for Auburn.
The defense at the point of attack right here with Agee, that causes a problem. Washington has a tough time getting out. Okay, now he tosses back out here to Campbell, and look at Lloyd, right on target, taking the pitch man. And Jeff Sanchez, we've been calling his name all night long. He was there also.
Paul, I was just about to say, the kicking team had not come out while you're talking. Now they burst out on the field. I couldn't believe with 4th down and about 7 to go that they would not kick, but they are out there now, and Lewis Colbert will kick the ball away to Jimmy Harrell.
No, they'll let the clock run down, take the 5-yard penalty, but they'll run those seconds off the clock. And Georgia obviously can't take any kind of a timeout. They only have 1 left.
Clock shows 6:42 to go. We assume that is correct. As you see, 5-yard penalty for delay of game. And I say that because we've had clock problems, but the clock has been going and shows 6:42 to go with Georgia trailing by 9, but about to get the football back. But they've got to score twice.
Delay violation of the 25-second count. Offense, 4th down.
I'm looking at Colbert, and he looks like he's going to kick to the right-hand side. He's a right-footed kicker. He should kick all the way to the other side of the field, the left-hand side, in case he shanks it. It'll still go down the middle of the field.
He's going to kick to the other side.
I love it. I love it. That is the beautiful kick. Look at this.
Oh, inside the 5.
I love it.
Alvin Briggs downs it inside the 5. 6:25 to go. Auburn leading by 9, and Georgia does not have good field position.
The human hand. It's not flat, it's curved. And now finally, there's a glove built around it. Finally, from Wells Lamont, Grips. The only all-purpose leather glove with a patented pre-curve design for a comfortable grip that just won't give. Grips from Wells Lamont. Look for Wells Lamont gloves at the sign of the mule.
Next Saturday, the Arkansas Razorbacks look to cut a path to the goal line against SMU. It's ESPN's exclusive live CFA showdown next Saturday.
Lewis Colbert, this is a great kick. He's on the right hash mark. Now watch, he's going to turn his body. See it right there. Hold it. He's turned to go to the left. Now he's going to kick away from the receiver at the other end, and that's a beautiful kick. It puts the ball out of bounds. Actually, it would have gone out of bounds at the 3. They stopped it, and you got to like it because, again, let me say it. When you're a right-footed kicker, if you shank the ball kicking to the right-hand side, it's going to go out of bounds way upfield. But if you're kicking to the left as a right-footed kicker and you shank the ball, you still have the possibility of it going down the middle of the field.
Georgia in a hole, trailing by 9, 6:26 to go, 1 timeout left. Todd Williams from his own end zone drills the ball, and it was almost intercepted. Ball was over there.
He was throwing to Herman Archie.
And Jonathan Robinson was back there, and Auburn made a diving try at the interception. Archie couldn't get the ball. Second down. 6:20 to go. Well, I think a lot of folks around the country being exposed to a typical Auburn, Georgia football game. Williams has a man open and now does not throw it and decides to run instead. For a moment, it looked as though he had Cassius Osborne wide open, but couldn't get the ball to him. Kevin Green put him down.
Kevin Green is the defensive end, and his job is not only now he's got to get to the quarterback. There he is being blocked out there, double team. Now watch, he goes through the double team and then makes the tackle. You talk about hustling. You know, there's been a lot of pressure in this game, Jim, but I think the players have held up a lot better than the officials.
5:45 to go. Williams now on third down. He needs one. Don't know if he'll get it that way, and he won't. Don't know if he'll get it that way. Greg Carr makes the stop. And Georgia, needing 9 points to tie, must kick the ball back to Auburn.
Jim, the battles are in the line of scrimmage, and that's where they're won. We're looking at Hallman 94 against Johnson 61. Take a look at Johnson. He's battling. He gets a little help from Stevens, number 68. But look at the reaction, though. Hallman, even though he's out of the play, still hustling downfield.
Chip Andrews must kick from his own end zone. Ball hits inside the 45 and bounces back toward the Georgia goal line, where it is down there at the 41-yard line. Auburn's got the lead, and Auburn's got outstanding field position there in Georgia territory, 21-12, late in the fourth quarter.
Renault announces 10.9% financing on Alliance, Encore, Fuego, and Sportwagon. New Alliance convertible. Highly acclaimed Alliance sedan. 10.9 financing on Renault Encore. Hurry! Finance offer on all Renault models ends November 30th. Plus, see the new Jeeps, America's largest selection in four-wheel drive. Now more than ever, the ones to watch are the ones to buy. See your Renault dealer now. Finance offer on all Renault models ends November 30th.
The financial world, where investing is like being on the receiving end of a Jimmy Connors serve. Here you need a Paine-Webber broker to guide you, to back you up, to offer action-oriented recommendations, to help turn the unpredictable to your advantage. Because at Paine-Webber, we believe that the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investment.
Well played, Bob. Thanks, Jimmy. And thank you, Paine-Webber. What do I have to do? Open up a Paine-Webber account?
Tomorrow, Tom Clements leads the Hamilton Tiger Cats against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the CFL's Grey Cup game. See it live tomorrow.
75,300 here in Jordan-Hare Field. Most of them are Auburn fans, and they got to like what they've seen. First down, Auburn at the 40-yard line. Pat Washington has done an outstanding job tonight. And here comes Fullwood, and Fullwood is put down as he gets to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards. Greg Muddy Waters led the tacklers, but it's second down and 4, and the clock is running.
Jeff Sanchez told us he may make all the tackles the way it lines up because the tight end doesn't catch the ball that much. Here comes Jeff Sanchez now. Look at, he's helping out the play, getting a piece of it. I can promise you Jeff Sanchez will be sore tomorrow.
Second down and 4.
Tommy Agee got up very slow, Jim, after a block.
Well, Ware has replaced him. Okay. Campbell is in there. And this fella here is in there. What's his name, Bo Jackson? First down.
He's so explosive. It's unbelievable. Watch Bo Jackson, and he's fired up too.
Oh, everybody
is. Back and watch Bo Jackson. Watch him explode to the hole. Now, Bo, and he just picks up his legs. He's looking at all times, reading his blocks, and Jeff Sanchez, is he in there making the tackle?
You know, both these teams are beaten by Florida. And there are those around Auburn that we talked to on the practice field yesterday. We were talking about polls and whether you believe in them or not, but people around here think that Florida may have the best team in the nation. And both these, Jackson takes quite a hit in the backfield. And when you consider that Florida took care of this team, Auburn 24-3, and last week took care of Georgia 27-0, no wonder they're talking like that.
Now, Bo's going to get hit by two people, but watch number 59, Waters. He's the guy on the top right there that pushes Bo back. He goes off, but Bo Jackson is hammered right in the hole. That's a loss of a yard. Can you believe that?
Yes, but the clock is down to 3:10 and running. Second down and 11 for Auburn, leading 21-12. Trying to win their first game with Georgia here in 10 years. Here's Washington, gets the ball out. Good play there by Washington, and Fullwood picks up maybe a yard, and that is all. As Flack and Sanchez come over to make the stop, but again, that clock continues to run. 2:45 and running.
Fullwood went the wrong way. Gaines had a block on the outside on Tony Flack. If he cuts to the inside, he may still be running, but he runs back to the outside. Flack makes an excellent play, gets rid of Gaines, and picks up the tackle.
Not for the last time, but if the Southeastern Conference allows Florida to go on to the Sugar Bowl, and they won that right on the field today by knocking off Kentucky, then these two teams will go someplace else. If they rule against them, the winner tonight, Auburn, could go by beating Alabama next week. And here's Washington, and in trouble. That could be ruled a fumble as they get on the ball, and it's going to be ruled a fumble, and Georgia is still alive. 21-12, but they need two scores. 2:06 to go.
This is the first mistake we've seen Pat Washington make. Now, he fakes up to Ware inside. He's got a pitch man to the outside. They're all covered. That's Little, number 19, chasing him. Watch him just knock the ball out. Washington, knowing he couldn't have done anything there, should have really gone down to the ground, just taking a loss at that time. Lloyd, number 39, recovers it. Georgia has hope, but only one timeout.
A quick score here. Could have the fans are already on the feet. What am I talking about? Williams with all the time in the world. The ball is batted down by big number 98, Gerald Williams. Stops the clock with 2:02 to go. Agee has carried 9 times for 115 yards. He got over the 100-yard mark in a hurry. And Jackson 17 times for 87 yards.
Well, Gerald Williams just gets up at the line of scrimmage. Now, he's not that much penetration in the backfield, but he times it so beautifully, knocks the ball down from Williams.
Stanley Blaylock with blazing speed. A freshman wide receiver is in. Williams is back, gets blocking, throws the ball out here, and that is Blaylock there, but he trapped the ball at the 48-yard line. Third down and 10. 1:56 left. Usually the home team does not win. Auburn has not won here since 1974. They're not only trying to win tonight, keep the Sugar Bowl hopes alive, but win their second in a row over Georgia.
Jim, this is such a tough situation, always is, like before the end of the half with the offensive line. They know that the defensive linemen are just getting down and teeing off. They have no run responsibility at all, and all their job is now to get to the quarterback.
On Williams, time, everybody fading back. The ball is caught, but not nearly enough for the first down. That is Andre Smith that he is put down by, let's see, Greg Carr's there, Joe Robinson is there. And 1:40 and counting, and remember, it's fourth down. They cannot use a timeout here.
No,
they've only got one left.
That's right, they only have one. They got to save it for after they score, and if they get the ball back. But the only problem is Auburn's only coming with a 3-man rush, and they're giving Williams time to throw the football.
Williams throws to the side to Hockaday. And the ball is incomplete, as you can see, and Auburn's got the ball, and apparently the football game leading 21-12 with 1:15 to go in the ball game. Excited Auburn, Alabama, and we'll come back.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Connors, and I'm going to make you a better tennis player. Every month in Tennis Magazine, Tennis, #1 tennis magazine in the world. #1 in keeping you up to date, helping you to enjoy and improve your game with sound and practical instructions from the world's top teachers like Ash, Hopman, Trabert, Vandermeer, Braden, and even me.
With news, insights, and updates on all the top players and on the bright new stars. With Tell It Like It Is articles on tennis equipment, apparel, and vacation ideas. Now you can get tennis at a bargain rate. Call 800-372-3000, toll free, and get 9 issues of Tennis Magazine for only $6, less than half the newsstand price. Call right now and you'll get free the booklet, Jimmy Connors on winning serves and ground strokes. That's 9 issues of tennis, plus the Jimmy Connors booklet for only $6. But you must call now, 800-372-3000.
Don't forget, we've got a date right here every month.
Some shocking upsets today, total confusion in the bowl situation. George Grant will be around with the College Chevrolet Football Report right after this game is over. Well, he can't straighten it out for you, but he can sure report what's going on. Everybody here is trying to straighten it out. Washington goes down and the flag goes down.
Georgia offside.
1:12 to go. As we said, there are 9 bowl representatives here. They're being tackled by everybody on the press box, the press men. They had nothing to say. Some wouldn't say anything. Some would conjecture only, and nobody knows what's going to happen to the bowl picture after today's losses, including by LSU and South Carolina.
Yeah, well, you know, you're not downgrading Florida in any way, shape, or form. It's not in our hands. We are
or in their hands anymore.
That's right, or in their hands. We're just reporting what the ruling is going to be on Tuesday. If the ruling is that they can't go, then it's up to now Auburn, and Auburn I will have to beat Alabama in order to do that.
Go through the press box, and half the people say, I think they're going to rule against Florida. They go down the other half, and they said, I don't think they'll rule against Florida. There's no real concentrated opinion of what will happen. It's up to the executives and their faculty representatives and presidents of the Southeastern Conference. First down and 5 to go. Washington will fall down, 46 to go. And let's get something else in context before it's lost. Auburn will have beaten Georgia for the first time here in 10 years and for the second time in a row in their series.
I'm Sugar Ray Leonard, and Devin Stewart asked me to talk to you military and civil service personnel. Sort of like one fighting man talking to another, because Devin is fighting to bring you all the things you and your family want. Devin cares enough about this fight to bring you quality merchandise and a way to pay for it that you can handle real easy. There are over 100 Devin stores, so stop by the one nearest your base today.
At Devin Home Center stores.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
George Grant reminding you that the Chevrolet College Football Report comes up right after this football game. We'll hear from Tom Osborne on the loss to Oklahoma today. That's right after the game.
Closing moments of an exciting game. Pat Dye and his crew, they know they're going to some bowl game, circumstance which will determine where they go. And on the other side of the coin, they got to beat Alabama also as Washington goes down. Vince Dooley, I would assume after those 5 wins in a row, and remember for Georgia, even though they had trouble scoring lately, they will be 7-3 after tonight, and should they take Georgia Tech 8-3 and prime prospects for a bowl of some kind themselves.
Well, there's an offside penalty again on Georgia, and that stop was blocked for because of where the timeout anyway to tell. Jim, I just, you know, I feel sorry for Florida. I feel sorry for Georgia, for Alabama, not Alabama, LSU, and for Auburn. When they closed that sanction on Florida, and they told them they can't be on television or anything, I think the decision should have been made at that time to tell Florida, no, you cannot go to a bowl game.
Or, yes, you
can. And not let it go through the entire season and have a team with their hopes up like Florida and play as well as they did. And as people say, they may be the #1 team in the nation. And then all of a sudden come out Tuesday and say, no, you can't go, or yes, you can, because it's not fair to any of the teams.
Well, if the Southeastern Conference executives get a little upset with us, they should talk to the 9 bowl officials that we've been talking to.
They are all upset.
Oh, my. All right, it is 3rd down and 20 seconds to go in a ball game. Don't take it away. Well played. Auburn thoroughly dominated the first half. Georgia did come back with a couple of field goals and finally a touchdown, but Auburn has been in control most of the way, and this should do it. This should roll down, and some of these youngsters weren't even born the last time Auburn beat Georgia here at Jordan-Hare Field, but they've done it tonight. Final score, 21-12. Florida did its job today. Mississippi State beat LSU today. Auburn has taken Georgia tonight, and now we'll all sit around and see what happens on Tuesday and who does what.
We also may have to wait around until Georgia plays Auburn plays Alabama.
Whatever. We'll come back in a moment. We've got the Chevrolet players of the game and a few comments. Auburn does it. They win the big one, 21-12 over Georgia.
The Nikon FG is the 35mm camera sophisticated enough for the serious photographer.
Camera, pictures, human fun.
Yet switched to programmed, it's simple enough for total beginners. And it's so reasonably priced, it even makes a great gift.
Hey, Morty, look at this. Another brand new FG. Why do these earthlings keep giving us their cameras?
Sat down with Mom, talked to Dad. Can't get it together, makes you feel sad. You know you can do it, you wonder where. You want it soon because you really care. The services can help you so you not only get better, you really grow. Talking Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. They'll take you, train you, show you the way. You'll work hard to get decent pay in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Prove you can make it. Prove it to all. Serving your country and walking tall in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You've got it together. They'll see in a glance. Thanks to the services, you got the chance in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Time now for Paul and I to tell you who our selections are as the Chevrolet Players of the Week. First, for the visiting Georgia Bulldogs, our nomination is, that's Andre Smith, the fullback, number 35. On that one touchdown, and the first touchdown since the first half of the Memphis State game that Georgia got, it was Andre Smith that did much of the big plays, ripping the ball up the middle to keep them in the position to go ahead and score. And on a day in which they had little or no offense, Andre Smith did a good job.
Tommy Agee, look at this. Now, the first 5 carries of Tommy Agee, he had 103 yards, 12-yard average in this game, but not only for his running, Jim, but also for his blocking when Bo Jackson and the other people were carrying the ball.
On behalf of Chevrolet, a check for $1,000 will go to the General Scholarship Fund of both men, Andre Smith to Georgia and Tommy Agee to Auburn. Tigers win it over the Bulldogs, 21-12. And Paul and I'll be back with a final word in just a moment from Auburn, Alabama.
You probably can't guess where you can find all this under one roof. Probably not at the stereo store at the mall. Probably not at the TV shop. Or the computer center across town. You'll find all this at Sears. That's right, Sears.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Sunday kicks off with live coverage of the CFL's Grey Cup game. Hamilton looks to shoot down the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and capture the championship. If it's NFL scores and highlights you're after, then SportsCenter's got what you're looking for. We'll keep you up to date on all the divisional dogfights. 2 sensational super bouts are up next. Sugar Ray Leonard has his hands full in back-to-back brawls with Wilfred Benitez and Ayub Kalule. ESPN Sunday will knock you out.
It will be interesting to see what happens now. As a result of the ruling on Tuesday, we've certainly discussed it enough tonight about Florida. Where Auburn goes, where Georgia goes, bowl time is around the corner. Each team must play again on December 1st, Georgia against Georgia Tech, Auburn against Alabama. Next week, though, Paul and I will be down in Texas. Arkansas, winners today against SMU, winners today. In a Southwestern Conference game, Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. And for Paul McGuire, I'm Jim Simpson saying happy Thanksgiving, and tonight's game has been brought to you by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a place to start. Our promotional fee has been paid by United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies. The followers of the War Eagle 5, have to be pleased with the performance of the Auburn Tigers tonight. And again, from all of us at ESPN, happy Thanksgiving to you all. And now let's go to the Chevrolet College Football Report.
This ESPN College Football Report is brought to you by Chevrolet, who invite you to see today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
Coming up on the Chevrolet College Football Report, it's Oklahoma upsetting Nebraska. The Big 8 race is up in the air. Ohio State's going to the Rose Bowl after they beat Michigan. Meanwhile, Navy upends previously unbeaten South Carolina. And of course, it's the day of the game as Yale upends Harvard. Hi, hello, and welcome back to ESPN Chevrolet College Football Report. I'm George Grant. Coming up in the next 25 minutes or so as we head to an ESPN Sports Center, we'll be taking a look at this day in college football. Just when you think it's safe to take a look at the bold picture, 6 more upsets in ESPN's top 20 college football action. We'll be hearing from Tom Osborne as he describes the most controversial play of the day. That and more coming up when we return to the Chevrolet College Football Report.
This is today's Chevrolet, and this is today's Chevrolet. This Chevrolet is specially modified for the International Race of Champions. This is the new Camaro IROC Z28 built for you. Chevrolet encourages the use of selected parts and components by race teams, and that helped us build this Chevrolet. World champions drive this Camaro, but the Camaro IROC Z28 makes you feel like a champion.
Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. Chevy! There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
You have to figure Tom Osborne and the Nebraska Cornhuskers have somewhat of an ill taste about being ranked #1. Earlier this season, after being ranked #1, they were knocked off by Syracuse. And then on this Saturday, after being ranked #1 once again, and seemingly in the driver's seat for the bowl bid and the mythical national championship, they're knocked off in their traditional rival with Oklahoma, the final 17-7. You have to say for the Sooners, it was long overdue after losing 3 straight years. 7-0 Sooners, second quarter. Huskers, Craig Sundberg drops back, throws deep for Rob Schnitzler, who makes a catch on the OU2. Jeff Smith then takes it in for the TD. We're tied at 7 at the intermission. Second half. Huskers will threaten after a Sooner fumble, but Nebraska's Dale Klein misses an easy field goal. He missed 2. In fact, in the second half, Osborne changed kickers to Scott Livingston. That didn't work. Barry Switzer trying to look for a win finally against Nebraska. Early in the fourth quarter, first minute of play, Sooners regain the lead. Tim Lasher hits a 32-yard field goal. It's 10-7. OU leads. 2 big plays spell doom for Nebraska. Watch this. 4th and goal from the 1. Nebraska passes off the kick that could guarantee them a tie. Instead, Jeff Smith goes left, stopped short by Brian Hall. Oklahoma takes over. One last chance for Nebraska. Receiving an OU punt from their end zone. Smith takes it upfield, but he fumbles. Oklahoma will recover. 3 plays later, some icing on the cake. With 1:02 left, Danny Bradley takes the ball on a keeper, gets some running room. It's off to the races. Zippo, 29 yards worth of touchdown. Sooners upset #1 Nebraska by a final score of 17-7. They snapped Nebraska's 27-game win streak. That's in the league. They also snapped a 21-game home winning streak. Now, in the papers tomorrow and all week long, they'll be asking Tom Osborne, with a chance for a tie that would have kept you in position for a bowl bid and also put you in position for a possible championship, why did you go for the touchdown instead of the field goal? Remember last year when they lost the #1 ranking to the University of Miami, they went for the 2-point conversion that could have given them the national championship if they had had a tie with Miami. Instead, Miami was the national champions. They finished second in most of the major polls. Well, after the game was over, we were there when the question was posed to Tom Osborne about that critical 4th down play.
Obviously, we made more mistakes, I think, than they did, and had some in the kicking game, had some just in plain scrimmage plays, and of course, had too many missed scoring opportunities. And I guess I have to take the blame for some of that. You know, the last play, the 4th down and a foot or whatever it was, you know, really thought about that a lot and felt they would stack the middle, thought we might be able to run a pitch, which is basically an off-tackle play, and we had been having some success on them. So it didn't work out to be a very good call, and I just don't think I did a very good job getting us in the end zone on occasion.
Yeah, it was a tough game. They had a real tough defense, and our defense just played outstanding. And I just wish the offense could have kept up their end a little more. We should have. We were right there, but had a few bad breaks, and their yard down at the bottom.
Our defense did a great job. That's what you win championship with, defense. It's not offense. The defense allowed us to continue to nag at Nebraska's defense, and finally we got something going and finally punched 1 or 2 in, and late in the game it was 2 tights, and we finally got another touchdown. And,
it's our time, man. It's our time. I knew we had a chance. I believed it, and our team believed it. They're not the same. I mean, they're a great football team. They're a great defense, the best defensive team they had in a long time. But just thought we were good enough defensively to keep their offense from beating us.
Congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners and Coach Barry Switzer, but again, a class act for Tommy Osborne as he stood for over an hour after the game and answered the questions, all those invariable questions about why did you go on the 4th down. Now, it is not over yet because Oklahoma State has to play Oklahoma. The winner there obviously has the front-running position for the bowl bid, but if that game should end up in a tie, then Nebraska still could back into the bowl bid. So that race will be decided on November the 24th. Now, Nebraska is not number 1. Who is number 1 in college football? Folks have been voting all year long, and all year long Brigham Young has been near the top. The latest poll had Brigham Young number 2 in ESPN's ranking, and at least in the top 3 or 4 in just about everybody's poll. Well, this could be the week that the BYU Cougars move into the number 1 position because BYU was victorious in their matchup by a final score of 24-14 as they beat Utah. Story of this one, first quarter, Utah leading 7-zip. BYU quarterback Robbie Bosco hits Adam Haysbert for 11-yard score, 7-7 after 1. Fourth quarter, BYU leading 17-7. Utah quarterback Mark Stevens hits Thurman Beard for an 11-yard score. BYU lead is down to 3, 17-14. Halfway through the 4th, Bosco wraps it up, though, with his 4-yard scoring pass to Kelly Smith. BYU wins it by a final score of 24-14. They're 11-0. They've won 22 straight, longest in the nation. Bosco 3 TD passes, did throw 3 interceptions, though, 27 of 44 for 367 yards. They're heading to the Holiday Bowl, 21st of December. You'll see it on ESPN. Also on the scoreboard, it was Navy upending South Carolina, number 3 in ESPN's latest top 20 poll. Final in this one was 38-21. Here's a big play. Senior Rich Claus with a 14-7 Navy lead third quarter, 53-yard score. He had 97 yards on the day, 21-7 Navy. Joe Morrison's team could be the one that would be the GOAT on this day. Still third quarter. Navy now up 24-7 after they added a field goal. Bob Mish rolls out, hits Chris Weiler in the corner of the end zone for a nice TD, 1 of 2 for that combo on the day. 31-7. They go on to win it when Mike Smith scores on an 8-yard TD run. Navy 4-5-1. Of course, they're heading towards the big showdown with Army for South Carolina, its first loss. They obviously will not be undefeated this year and will not be the number 1 team this coming week. Oklahoma State in the Big 8 still has a big shot at the number 1 ranking and also a shot at the bowl picture. In Stillwater, in the rain at Stillwater, they win 16-10 over Iowa State. They're 9-1, 5-1 in the league. In this one, nose guard John Washington intercepted the ball, ran 30 yards to set up what proved to be the key touchdown here. And this one, Pat Jones can smile. He's the man who took over for Jimmy Johnson when Johnson went to Miami. Oklahoma State with a banner season. This evening, Washington and Washington State. What a shootout. Washington finally won it, number 6 in ESPN's latest poll, the final 38-29. Workhorse tailback Jacques Robinson ignited the offense with 160 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns as the Huskies beat arch rival Washington State in the Pac-10. They're 10-1 overall. Most likely, they'll be invited to a New Year's Day Bowl. Florida and Kentucky. The story of this matchup was one where the University of Florida, of course, is waiting on the meeting on Tuesday. Florida today clinched their share of the Southeast Conference Championship thanks to this man, Bobby Raymond. He kicked 4 first-half field goals, including this 30-yarder. Florida led 12-3 at the half. In the third quarter, Florida's John L. Williams, who had 110 yards rushing on the day, fumbles. Jeff Williams recovers for the Wildcats. That set up Bill Ransdell's 8-yard TD. This pass to Joe Phillips, who caught 4 on the day for 35 yards, pulls Kentucky within 2, 12-10. Fourth quarter, now it's 22-10. Ransdell looking for Phillips. Watch the stretch and the juggle. He hauls it in. Wildcats within 5, 22-17. Raymond kept kicking, though. Raymond's 43-yard effort made him 6 for 6 on the day, 25-17 Gators. Late in the game, Kentucky driving. Ransdell trying to pull it out. Can he do it? Looking right side. It's picked off by Adrian White. Florida wins it, 25-17. Galen's Hall Club gets at least a share of the SEC crowd. They're 7-0 under Hall, and after the game, it was made official. Take off the interim in front of Galen Hall. He is now the full-time coach for next year for Florida. Of course, the big vote in the SEC Executive Committee will come on Tuesday, whether they will vote to send Florida to the bowl representing the SEC or not, of course, because of the big hullabaloo over their problems with probation. 6 field goals for Bobby Raymond on the day. You could expect this one. It was UCLA sandwiched in between Washington last week, Notre Dame next week, upsetting USC, the final 29-10. Talk about field goal kickers. John Lee kicked 5 on this day, giving him a total of 29. That is 1 more than the previous single-season NCAA record. 3rd straight over SC for the Bruins. USC had 6 turnovers in this. Of course, they have Notre Dame next week. Ohio State and Michigan. The battle for the Rose Bowl in the Big Ten portion of that battle goes to Ohio State. They'll be playing the University of Southern California when we come to New Year's Day because it was the Buckeyes beating Michigan by a final score in this matchup of 21-6. Ohio State on the Michigan 1. Keith Byers had his tough day, but here, watch, he's stripped from the ball, but it's ruled a touchdown because he's past the goal line. He had only 30 yards rushing on the day. Ohio State leads 7-zip. After Michigan drove 75 yards to the Buckeye 5, turnovers hurt. Watch this one. Number 7, Sonny Gordon in the end zone. Pick off with time running out in the first half. Michigan punting from their own 29-yard line. Mike Lanise will fumble the punt after the big hit by Bob Perryman. Michigan will take over again. With seconds remaining, Bob Bergeron will look for a 38-yard field goal. Just before the half, it's 7-3. Ohio State halftime as it's good. But in the 3rd quarter, a delay of game penalty forced Michigan to go for the field goal, but Bergeron's attempt is wide. 4th quarter, Buckeyes faced with a 3rd down and 10 at their own 44. Mike Tomczak, who came back from the big injury in spring practice this year, puts the ball up. Mike Lanise makes an outstanding catch on 1st down at the Michigan 40. Your final score, Ohio State wins it by a final of 21-6. For the Buckeyes, they are victorious. They go to the Rose Bowl to take on the USC Trojans. What was the feeling after this game was over? It was a feeling of elation, and we'll hear more about this a little bit later in the Chevrolet College Football Report. Some other stories about top 20 football look like this. It was TCU in Texas. Final 44-23. The Texas Longhorns victorious in this matchup. They are now 5-1 in the Southwest Conference. Terry Orr, 4 TDs here. Remember, wins against Baylor and Texas A&M will send them to the Cotton Bowl. If they should lose along the way, Arkansas, Houston, SMU, and TCU still have a shot. 47,000 on hand. Jim Wacker, still a great season for him. Mississippi State upsets LSU 16-14. In this one, they got only 4 first downs in the second half for LSU. They fall out of a tie for the SEC title chase. Artie Crosby, 3 field goals. The last one with 1:15 left, the gamer. Boston College beat Syracuse. They finally found a way to do it after 3 years of tough defense. Syracuse, 3rd in the nation in pass defense, caused fits for Doug Flutie, but BC still won it 24-16. Afterwards, Bill Flynn confirmed that they had been offered a Cotton Bowl bid and they would accept it when it is tendered officially next week. Miami of Florida idled this week. They'll take on Boston College next week. Auburn and Georgia in a game just seen on ESPN. First time in 10 years, Auburn a winner at home. 21-12 is your final. Don't forget, Georgia still has to play Georgia Tech. Alabama still has to play Auburn. That still will go a long way to tell who goes in the SEC. Virginia, North Carolina, another upset of sorts, 24-24 tie. Virginia drops to 7-2-2. They can win the ACC if they beat Maryland next week, because Maryland was a win over Clemson on this day by a final score of 41-23. Both clubs now 7-3. 60,000 on hand at Baltimore. First time since '59 they move for a home game from College Park. Sophomore Alvin Blount, 214 yards and 2 TDs in this one. Next week, it's Virginia against Maryland. Florida State and Tennessee Chattanooga, that is now a final. The Seminoles win it handily by a final of 37-0. And Fullerton State was a winner 20-0 over New Mexico State in the PCAA. Quarterback Damon Allen, Marcus Allen's younger brother, 16 of 29 for 163 yards. Still to come, we have the game. We also have the Chevrolet Game of the Day and the Player of the Day. And we'll hear from that Ohio State-Michigan game.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. And when me and my friends want to relax, nothing works like a Chevy S10 Maxi Cab. So bring out the sun, bring out the fun. You got the goods, get on and run.
Get yourself the 4x4 sport truck taken to the max with Instatrack 4-wheel drive and rugged off-road package available. Chevy S10 Maxi Cab.
Now that's what I call relaxation. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing.
Eureka! I have solved the mystery of the long-lasting Owens-Corning roof shingles. They have a heart of pink fiberglass. So, they have a Class A fire rating, and they do not absorb moisture. So that is the secret of the long-lasting roof shingles.
Owens Corning, our building products put your house in the pink.
Many traditional rivals, many battles for bowl positions, but always the game on this big Saturday before Thanksgiving. And on this day, the 101st rendition of Harvard against Yale, it was at Cambridge. It was a cold, blustery day. And you know, when Harvard and Yale get together, it's anything but your normal sandwiches and beer for the pregame fest. They have everything from soup to nuts. And by the time they got to the game, it was everything from soup to nuts as well. Harvard broke on top early. Brian White hits Mark McNally deep, 35 yards worth of score. Harvard would add a score to lead 14-0. Then the Eli come back strong. Second quarter, Paul Spivak bangs over from the one, his second TD. Yale led 20-14 at halftime. Third quarter, Harvard moves back ahead. White looking for Robert Santiago, and the guy who's the best back in the Ivy League on this year runs the post, goes 58 yards for the score. They love it in Cambridge, 21-20. The Crimson with the lead. Yale coach Carm Koza coming back from a dismal season last year, looking for some second-half fireworks, and they get it. Fourth quarter, Harvard leading 27-23. Eli's have fourth and goal from the Harvard one. Ted McCauley gets credit for it, and Carm Koza gets the smile on his face. Yale beats Harvard. Eli's 55 wins, Harvard 38. 8 games have ended in a tie. Both teams 5-2, tied for second in the Ivy League after last year's dismal season. It was a sweet smell of success for Carm Koza and the Yale Bulldogs. Some other scores in key games this evening in college football. Southern Mississippi beats Louisville by a final of 34-25. In this matchup, the Golden Eagles win it as Andrew Anderson leads them, directs the offense. They finish 4-7. Louisville, of course, Bob Weber leaving there. The story of this one, final score, 34-25, that matchup, the victory for Southern Mississippi. Memphis State and Tulane, that game now in the fourth quarter, 29-yard field goal by Don Glosson, now 15 for 15 on the year. That is the only score in the game so far. Also underway at this hour, Minnesota, Iowa, that's in the fourth quarter. Early going, Owen Gill, 11-yard run for Iowa. Also a punt return of 95 yards by Bill Happel. That's 14-7 Iowa. And then late in the third quarter, 40-yard field goal by Miller made it 14-10 Iowa. Now the score 20-17, Minnesota leading Iowa. That's in the fourth quarter. At halftime, UTEP leading Wyoming by a score of 21-7. In combination there, in this one, that game now midway through halftime. They're just ready to start period number 3 of competition. Also on the scoreboard in nighttime college football, Arizona State leading Colorado State 14-7. We can tell you Arizona State kicker Luis Endejas broke the NCAA scoring record set by Tony Dorsett, snapped a record of 356 points set by Dorsett at Pittsburgh from 73 through 76. That game is still going on at this hour. In San Diego State and New Mexico, that game now in the second quarter with San Diego State leading by a score of 13-3. We've already told you about some of the heroes on this big Saturday of college football activity. Told you about the quarterbacks. Robbie Bosco, for instance, had the big day in BYU's victory. Some other quarterbacks had memorable days on this Saturday. For instance, Navy quarterback Bob Mish, the 2 TDs, 114 yards passing, 10 of 21 on the day in that upset of South Carolina. University of Rhode Island quarterback Tom Earhart, 4 TDs, 287 yards passing. The 6'3 junior leads URI into the 1AA playoffs. How about the kickers? Bobby Raymond, 6 field goals in this one. Raymond takes up a total of 6 field goals as the Gators clinch the tie for the SEC title. In addition to that, UCLA kicker John Lee, 5 field goals, 29 on the career out of 33 attempts. One more on this day of the season as he moves ahead of Paul Woodside. There's Notre Dame running back Alan Pinkett to head the individuals who ran with the football on this Saturday. He had 4 TDs, 189 yards rushing. His 15th 100-yard game, over 1,000 yards for the second time. How about Bowling Green running back Bernard White? 1,000 yards rushing on the year and 50 passes, becoming only the 3rd major college player to do that. Darren Nelson did it 3 times, and Joe Willite did it a total of 2 times. And our Chevrolet game of the day was that major matchup between Texas and TCU, a game critical to the Cotton Bowl bid. The Chevrolet game of the day, 44-23. Texas beats TCU. First quarter, Todd Dodge, who was 5 of 9 for 173 yards, dropped back, hits Billy Boy Bryant in the end zone for a 21-yard touchdown, 7-0 Texas. Late second quarter, 10-3 Longhorns. TCU's Anthony Schiaffa. Somehow that pass is caught by James Maness. PAT is blocked. Texas leads 10-9 at the half. Third quarter, Dodge throws to Terry Orr behind the TCU secondary. 63-yard TD, 17-9 Texas. Still in the third. Texas driving. Edwin Simmons runs wide, then cuts upfield for what amounts to a 10-yard score as he zips through the D. PAT missed, 23-9 Texas. Schiaffa scrambles here, looks, and then once again hits Maness in the end zone. 11-yard TD brings TCU within 7, 23-16. Texas scored in the fourth to go up by 14. And then here, Terry Orr, say sayonara. Breaks a tackle, goes 82 yards for the touchdown. On the day for Orr, over 190 yards for Terry Orr, pacing Texas win by a final score of 44-23. And for that, Terry Orr is the Chevrolet Player of the Day. The 2 schools, Texas and TCU, each receive a Chevrolet award of $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund. A plaque in honor of his efforts today goes to Terry Orr. And we can tell you that as this season progresses, Chevrolet has awarded schools General Scholarship Funds over $60,000 for televised college football so far. Yes, it has been a banner college football year. We're heading towards a full ESPN Sports Center with Lou Palmer and Gail Gardner. There's more to come when we return after this timeout on the Chevrolet College Football Report.
This is today's Chevrolet.
Come on in, take the wheel, start it up, get the feel of the road that goes on. Straight ahead, on your own, the light turns green and you're gone on the road that goes on. The road goes on. You're today's Chevy, be today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
I left the iron plugged in.
You're a beauty.
Well,
you say that every year.
Well, it's
no,
not there.
what's this? Hey.
That's the old iron.
No, the old iron.
Finding out what your homeowner's insurance covers after an accident is too late. Get a Prue review and let a Prudential agent review your coverage.
We're insured.
My jewelry?
It's covered, I think. Maybe it's not.
Be sure of what you're insured for. Get a Prue review.
My new iron.
Get a piece of the rock.
Get Prudential's Prue review. It's fast and free.
Over 90,000, largest crowd ever in Columbus to watch an Ohio State football game. 21-6 was the final over Michigan. The Buckeyes go to the Rose Bowl to take on the University of Southern California. After the victory, Coach Earl Bruce had nothing but praise for his quarterback, Mike Tomczak, who really has completed an unbelievable comeback after the leg injury in spring practice. They were all stay.
Mike Tomczak is the greatest comeback story we've ever had at Ohio State. On May the 5th, in a spring game, he broke his leg, and May the 31st, it was something that it didn't look like he was going to be able to make it. On September the 4th, it didn't look like he was going to be able to make it. But he stuck in there, and good sake, this spring I've ever seen a quarterback have at Ohio State. He's been a one-legged guy for a long time, but today, he did a good job for us.
Michigan had the ball for about 11 minutes in the third quarter, and we were hurting because we needed the ball to put the ball in the end zones. Yes. And finally, we got the ball back. We drove. We came out 3rd and 1. And they stopped us, and we went back on the field right before the third quarter. We got a few drives going, and you know, once you get the Buckeyes start rolling, ain't no stopping us. Hey, Keith, what does the Big Ten championship mean to you?
Well, Mike, to be truthful with you, it's something I've dreamed about all my life. Is, you know, win the Big Ten championship against Michigan. There's only one game to go in the season, and it's something that I dream about, and getting to play USC. That's what I think the Rose Bowl game should be between Ohio State and University of Southern California. And hey, my dream is almost, I got half of the dream come true, and I want to go out there and be victorious, and then it'll be a total dream true.
What a tremendous season for Keith Byers as he races towards a try-to run at the Heisman Trophy. Doug Flutie, of course, Robbie Bosco, also contenders for that. Don't forget, Arkansas and SMU both have a hope for a bowl bid and also the Cotton Bowl bid. You'll get to see them next week on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern Time, right after the College Football Report. Coming up next, full hour ESPN Sports Center with Lou Palmer and Gail Gardner. More football, basketball, and more. See you then. Thanks for joining us on the Chevrolet College Football Report.
ESPN's College Football Report has been brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to see today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy.
Welcome to Sports Center. Gail Gardner along with Lou Palmer. Of course, another big Saturday of college football, but we're going to begin with the pros, the NBA and the NHL. First of all, the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens off to a super start this season, and it's always exciting to see a game if you've ever been there at the Forum in Montreal.
Oh, it's always something special, especially on a Saturday night, and they're usually sold out there. They have to will tickets to Canadiens games. And the Canadiens looking for a chance to pick up some ground on Boston in the Adams division, and they did so, picking up a couple of points. Of course, they were taking on the Patrick Division tailenders, the Jersey Devils, and no problem. Just another day at the office for those high-flying Montreal Canadiens. Take a look at some highlights now from the Forum in Montreal. 10:16 of the second, Montreal on a power play. Tom Curver's pretty pass to Mats Nosland, who scores on a backhander, his 6th of the year. It's already 1-0 Canadians. Really, that's all they needed. 21 seconds later, though, Mike McPhee to Ron Flockhart. He fires a slap shot past Chico Resch. It is 2-0 Montreal. Now on the third, Mondew to Naslund to Mario Tremblay, and he scores, and Montreal has a 3-goal lead. Totally in command in this game. Naslund to Mondew, back to Naslund for his 2nd goal of the game, 4-0 in favor of the Canadiens. And quite a performance for the goaltender, Steve Penny. Had a shutout of the Devils, and Montreal wins big at the Forum, where they usually do perform very well. 5-0, the Canadiens over the Jersey Devils. Elsewhere around the NHL on a busy Saturday night, 9 games all told. Look at that score. Islanders and Rangers. Remember last time the Rangers came back from a 4-goal deficit, not to be this time. The Islanders literally blew them off the ice at the Nassau Coliseum. Mike Bossy with a hat trick. He has 22 goals on the year to lead the Islanders to that victory. Philadelphia at Boston, and the Flyers keep rolling right along at the head of the Patrick division. It is 5-3 Flyers. In that game, Tim Kerr getting his 18th goal in the first period. Mark Howe unassisted. Derek Smith and Murray Craven had goals in the third to break open a close game, and the Flyers win at Boston Garden 5-3. So Boston losing a couple of points to Montreal. Chicago blanked Hartford 7-0. Steve Larmer was one of the heroes in that game as he connected twice, his 11th and 12th goals of the season. 7-0 in favor of the Blackhawks. And at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland, it was Washington over the Buffalo Sabres 3-2. Brian Erickson got the goal winner. That came in the second period. Then Housley and Gartner matched goals in the third. Washington a victor over the Buffalo Sabres. It's the Caps 3 and the Sabres 2. Yeah?
Elsewhere in the National Hockey League on Wednesday night, the Toronto Maple Leafs at home against the Winnipeg Jets, and the Leafs off to a terrible start this season. They have now lost their 11th game as they lose to the Jets by the score of 5-3. Winnipeg coming up with 3 goals in the third period for that victory. Detroit and Minnesota, this is a Norris Division matchup. Both teams went into this game with only 4 wins on the season, and this game went to overtime, tied at 3 apiece. Vancouver and Edmonton, the Edmonton Oilers end their 3-game losing streak as they beat Vancouver by the score of 7-0. Glenn Anderson with a pair of goals. And one more matchup on Saturday night, the hot LA Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins rookie Mario Lemieux getting his 5th goal of the season in that game.
Well, so much for the skates. We'll look at the sneakers. We've got pro basketball coming up next. Dr. J and the 76ers in action. We'll see that in just a moment.
I hate to wait.
He hates to wait.
Well, you have to wait. So sorry.
Avis knows how frustrating it is to wait for your rental car. That's why we invented the Wizard number, so you can go right from your plane to the Avis bus.
I hate to wait.
We'll get you on your way fast. We know you hate to wait, so from reservation to return.
I hate to wait.
He hates to wait.
We're trying harder.
I hate to wait.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we'd like you to know your rights.
You've got it right. The only chicken cooked fresh with the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. Original recipe chicken.
You've got a right to crisp coleslaw made fresh.
And you've got a right to hot buttermilk biscuits. Every batch made from scratch.
You've got a right to chicken done right. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Monday, tune in to Business Times. One of our super brokers suggests how to make money in the difficult environment of 1985. Why states are squabbling over where in the Northeast to keep low-level nuclear waste. And on Profile, the head of the Southern Company, the utility with the widest stock ownership, talks about how his industry has changed. And as always, the latest business and economic news. So join us Monday for Business Times on ESPN.
It's the only body you'll ever have. Make the most of it. And if you're serious about exercise, and you should be, why not the best? Nautilus for the home. For full information about the new and revolutionary Nautilus for the home, call toll-free 1-800-445-9000. That's 1-800-445-9000.
NBA action on Saturday night in Chicago. The Bulls and the 76ers, Air Jordan and Dr. J on the same court. In the end, it was the Sixers coming out on top by 9 points. The final was 109-100. Highlights for you. First quarter off the miss. The rebound comes off to Michael Jordan. Jordan outlet to Orlando Woolridge. He goes all the way, spins and dunks. Orlando with 19 first-half points. Jordan himself with his own version makes the steal and goes down court, puts it up and in. Bulls lead 26-20, but the Sixers take charge at this point. Charles Barkley, another super rookie, goes baseline, the one-hand jam. Philly leads 34-32. Second half, Moses Malone decides he's going to play a little guard, makes the steal, heads to the basket, coast to coast for the layup. He finished with 39 points. Dr. J gets into the act at this point, and Irving gets the pass, makes his move, and uses the finger roll. Misses, but Malone is there to tip it in. Philadelphia leads by 18, but the doc wasn't finished. Irving down low with the reverse layup, has lots of English on it. Dr. J scoring 24 points on the night. And the final, once again, Philadelphia beating Chicago by 9, 109-100. Lou?
Well, there was lots of other action in the NBA, including an old-fashioned Texas shootout in Houston, that one involving the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets. Going into that game, Houston was 8-2 and tied for first with Denver in the Midwest Division. And Houston comes out with a win, 141-137. Ralph Sampson leading the way with 43 points. San Antonio's George the Iceman Gervin had 28 points in that game. Elsewhere around the NBA, Bernard King, 19 of New York's first 23 points as they surged in the third quarter, and they whipped the Cleveland Cavaliers 112-88. King winding up with 30. Roy Hinson had 22 to lead the Cleveland Cavs. Dominique Wilkins scored 29 points, and Glenn Doc Rivers adding 17 Saturday night. That led the Atlanta Hawks to a 118-108 victory over the Indiana Pacers, and Jim Thomas had 22 points in losing effort for the Pacers.
In other games, Detroit and Dallas, and the Pistons coming out on top of the Mavs, 124-112. Kelly Tripucka and